All
Wait,
right,
you're not going to do the
everybody.
countdown?
No countdown.
How are people going to know?
I thought that was a good way to do it. I'd seen YouTubers using that, and then I was told by some very distinguished YouTubing colleagues that it was rather an inferior choice to start your
Uh,
broadcast
I
with
mean,
the
those
countdown.
colleagues basically called us a bunch of fucking scrubs.
I love how you're trying to even put yourself onto that level of those people.
I mean, some of those, I'm going to be honest, I did not expect to get the kind of feedback I did from people with this much repute, you could say, in the YouTube community. I mean, we've got people who get tens of views.
Look, like I said
And then we
yesterday,
also, I'm kidding.
no, like I said yesterday, um, my pop, listen, my popularity or lack thereof on YouTube is not a judgment on my greatness.
No, but
That's
it is
true.
very strongly a contributing metric that we can use to analyze.
I'm a YouTuber's YouTuber. It's in my theme song. Anyway,
Well,
thank you for having me.
well, it's great to have you here. We got Machismo's our guest this week because we like to have guests when they will show up on our show. We don't always, but if not, you always can count on myself and Slender to be here to talk about what's going on and just give commentary and entertainment, the gift of entertainment this holiday season. We have our festive Slender Dad icon going on today. Merry Christmas, Slender. How are you?
I am extremely well. I actually drew that up while I was participating on the dump yesterday.
Just
that was
copying everything I do. Here I am trying to be festive.
Hey, I had it before you had it, okay? I changed in the middle of. You go watch the end of your episode yesterday, and that hat was on.
That's funny. Oh, by the way, guess a little advice from a lowly little YouTuber like me. When you have over 16,000 followers on Twitter, it may serve your show some benefit if, I don't know, you put out in a tweet that you're having it.
I do, but just randomly while I'm actually doing the show. It is actually live right now on Twitter, Big Talker. I actually use StreamYards to live stream to Twitter as well, which we get lots more
Wait,
views
what?
on. Yeah, you can do
What?
that. Yeah.
Wait, we're live on Twitter?
Yes. You didn't know you could do that?
Come
I
on,
mean,
we're
yeah, I've
scrubs,
seen people.
man. Yeah, I thought you knew this stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think a few weeks back when you guys were on, we actually got like 700-800 views on the
what?
Twitter one. Yeah.
What were they saying about me? Were it good things?
I mean, that people don't really comment on Twitter the same way they live chat here on
Okay.
YouTube.
Good. Stay quiet over there.
Well, luckily, we know that you're not going to get shadow banned anymore because that seems to be not really in vogue over at Twitter anymore. The people who are in charge of that have all been handed their walking papers to the point where you shared before we went live about Elon Musk had tweeted out about the former head of security maybe not being the most unbiased person.
I mean, it's shocking. It's shocking. I would never have guessed that such
I don't think any of us had any idea, really. Like, it just
Who
seems so
knew?
fair and balanced over there.
Right? Man, it's crazy.
Let me find that. Yeah, because this is the. Let's share the tweet because you low key are right. The the tweet that this is from Elon Musk, the new owner, the owner of everything apparently right now, and he's the former head of censorship at Twitter was perhaps not entirely unbiased. And then he shares the tweets from Yule Roth from January of 2017. The "you are not the right kind of feminist" backlash to yesterday's marches has begun. Did we learn nothing from this election? I'm adding the inflection too, so that way, because and then he replied to his own tweet. Yes, that person in the pink hat is clearly a bigger threat to your brand of feminism than actual Nazis in the White House. And as Elon pointed out, maybe that was a little biased about decision making. Twitter. This was the guy who had like background control of being able to flip a switch and turn off your your tweets from being found by anybody.
You know what I've kind of noticed though? Because I swear, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear I heard a whole bunch of people saying, if Elon Musk buys Twitter, I'm gonna leave Twitter forever and go somewhere else.
What?
I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but most of those people are still around, and now their
Because they
thing
can't
seems
give
to
up
be,
ground.
well, yeah, now their thing seems to be hating on Elon. And there's an interesting comparison. I thought this up the other night. I was just, because I think about stupid things and I find weird analogies. But Elon Musk spent, you know, 20, 40 billion, whatever number of billion on
44,
44 billion.
$44 billion.
Yeah, it was like 22 billion up front and then another 22 billion to be paid out over a certain time. But
So he laid
spent that on
away
Twitter.
Twitter. He went
Yeah.
to like rent a center. It was like, you can have your Twitter now with a low down payment of $22 billion
How do they
and pay the
repo it
rest
if he
over
doesn't
time.
continue his payment?
He financed it like a starter jacket in the 90s.
Oh shit, I love my starter jackets. I had a Giants
But
one.
he bought Twitter,
It
right?
was
Which is
like,
essentially a
hold
giant.
on. No. Now we got starter jackets. I have to point out, did you have
Man,
like the zebra, like the color zebra ones? You remember with like
No.
the zebra pattern?
I had
Oh,
the Shaquille O'Neal Reeboks that the hips shacket. What were they called? Shaq.
Oh, the Shaq Fu? No, it was
No.
That was a video game.
Yeah, no, the shoes, they had a name. It was like being hypnotized. Hypnoshacked.
I had Sean Kemp's. That's how bad I was, like, because they had like a cool like black and white web pattern. I thought that was awesome. And
Wait,
they
isn't
were
he
not.
white? No, Sean Kemp. No, I'm sorry. No, I was thinking of man, what was the one white guy on the dream team? It doesn't matter. Go on.
Oh, the one white guy was Christian Leitner. He was from Duke, and he was a college player. He was the token one. But anyway,
Dude, how do you remember these fucking names?
Right?
You don't remember the dream team, Christian? Because I remember Larry Bird laying on the sideline on a towel on his back because his back was so broken.
Come on, Larry Bird.
I'm
Come on,
from
Larry. Get up
Illinois
and
in
do
the
something, you
90s.
lazy bum.
I'm from
Patrick
Illinois in the 90s.
Ewing,
The only thing I
Michael
remember
Jordan.
is Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, what's his name who always goes over and plays basketball in North Korea?
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. And the guy I liked, who nobody ever gives any credit because he's white, Stephen Kerr.
Who doesn't give Kerr credit?
Nobody gives Kerr credit. And that dude could drain threes like nobody's business.
Time out. First of all, Steve Kerr's a jackass. And he doesn't.
He kind of is.
Yeah, he's like, now it's really come to fruition in with him coaching Golden State. But yes, he could shoot threes. He was the like the guy who they would leave uncovered because everybody was collapsing on Jordan or Pippen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they would dump it out the 3-point line.
And you're giving Kerr too much credit because Tony Kukoc was doing the same thing as Steve Kerr because he's in the same spot in the triangle offense. Shocker, the triangle offense works really good if you have two Hall of Famers and another dude. Yeah.
Oh man,
shut your mouth.
Listen, it's like when what's his name? Used to be defensive coordinator for the Bucks with his Tampa 2 system. Whenever he tries to put it in anywhere else, if he doesn't have a sap,
yeah,
John Lynch. You saw the same thing in Seattle, man. When their defense is so amazing, and then they try to implement other places, like, wait, how is this not working without Chandler and everyone else? But before I forget, because it was good, I loved when Chad said, I'm using, that's me adding the inflection. And my first thought was like, wait, was he? Because you're the most monotone motherfucker.
I do.
Yeah, you don't really have inflection, Chad.
Yeah, it's terrible. I should have let Slender do it. He can do that. All right, here's our dream team from 1992.
You know, they say it doesn't matter what you say as long as you sing with inflection.
That looks like a pretty misogynistic dream team. I don't see any women.
Well, now Brittany Grenier can play, but
oh, what a great trade. You want to talk about some of the all-time great trades? When I see that, I'm like, oh man, it reminds me of the Herschel Walker trade. It reminds.
Was it or Ricky Williams? That was another one.
Oh,
the trade that built the
was worth every one of those 4 first-round
So
picks.
here's your team. You've got Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. That was
That had to be
why
that
am I?
Duke player you were talking about, wasn't it?
No, never mind. The Duke player's down here with next
Oh.
between Patrick Ewing and Scottie Pippen. He played for Golden State. I forget it was. There's Clyde Drexler. Oh, there's also
what's his name?
he played from Utah Jazz.
Yeah. Him
uh,
and Karl Malone.
Malone's right down there next to David Robinson and Charles Barkley. Isn't it funny that I can't remember any of the white players' names besides Larry Bird? It was. Let's see if they've got.
Look, they ain't even in that one.
Oh, here we go. Patrick Ewing. Nope, they're not. Oh, here we go. We got the list. Chris Mullen was the taller white guy in the back. John Stockton.
How can you forget that name?
You forgot it too, some bitch. So don't even.
I couldn't see it. I don't have it full screen.
If he played for the Utah Jazz, it's pretty.
No, they made it to the finals twice and lost to the Bulls. That was when you were watching clearly with.
Yeah, that was when I was watching the 3-peat, baby. The 3-peat. When Chicago actually had a good sports team.
That's right. You're from Illinois, right? Isn't that originally? Yeah. Sorry, you had an owner who wanted to run Michael Jordan out of town because he was going to ask for too much money.
Well, I tell you this, it's nice living in this time of Luka magic. That dude is the truth.
Luka Dudic or whatever. How do you say?
Donut. I could have said it if you didn't do that. Donix, something like that. Yeah, I'll say this, because every time I get in a conversation about Kobe versus LeBron, it always comes down to Kobe had that venom. You know, if there's 5 seconds left and you're down 2, he will make that 3. He may miss it 6, 7 out of 10 times, but he will take it every time there's an opportunity. He will take the shot because he has that venom. LeBron, he'll pass that shit to somebody else. If the game's on the line and if you're in the playoffs, LeBron's gonna pass that shit. Luka has that same venom. He wants the ball. He wants 3 people in front of him, and he shoots over all 3 and hit it from deep.
Now, so does that mean did you give Pippen credit then when he benched himself because he didn't get to take the shot when he was playing? What was that against the Knicks? You know, they called the timeout. They're in the huddle. This was the year Michael Jordan was off playing minor league baseball for the White Sox.
Wait, is this when they gave the shot to Kerr?
And they gave the shot to Kukoc, Tony Kukoc.
Oh, okay.
And when Phil Jackson called that he was going to give Kukoc the shot, is when Scottie Pippen was like, "Nah, I'm not even going out there." When the key to the play
was that he would be out there.
Was Pippen would take the ball, kind of drive in, and then pop it out to Kukoc to take the shot. But Pippen, that was Pippen. He's like, "This is my moment, man. Jordan's gone. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna put the dagger in the heart of New York and win that game." And when Phil Jackson said no, he was like, "Fuck you, man. I'm gonna sit on the bench." It's like, that's not a real team effort right there.
How did we get to the Michael Jordan-less Bulls of the 90s?
So we started with an Elon tweet. You brought up a starter jacket.
Oh,
that started me talking about having the that cool color zebra print that you did with starter way back when. Yeah. You said you didn't have those.
Because when I think cool, I think zebra print. Right up there with leopard print.
Shut your mouth, man. The starter jackets from 1992 were the shit.
Yeah,
but not the one you're talking about. Not the one you're describing. Shaq Gnosis was the shoe that I had. By the way,
I had Air Jordans.
Well, yeah, I did too eventually, but here, let me share my screen because I got a picture of them. They're pretty they're legit. They hold up too.
Okay, well, you're getting that. I do want to finish the Elon analogy. See, he spent $40 billion buying Twitter, which is basically like a big old party room on the internet, right? And
I remember those shoes. Those were awesome. I'm going to treat you like Yeti treats Mad trying to hear something on Mad.
But unlike other people, the cool thing about it is he invited everybody. We're all there, right? We're all in Twitter, and that's cool. And everybody complains about his frivolous expenditure, and I'm like, he invited us to the party at least. Meanwhile, Bezos buys a $1 billion super yacht. And yes, I know it was only $500,000, but if you actually calculate how much he has to pay to keep that thing running from year to year, it's going to end up being more than $40 billion. But I've never been invited to that super yacht.
Oh, I was, but I already had a different engagement. I
Oh, you had
couldn't
to
make it.
RSVP now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Mads,
before.
can you isolate for me? We got a. I'm sharing from the chat. I think you meant to say "shut your
Your hole.
hole." I just need that clip completely isolated so I can just use it on
Oh, I have it
stream.
somewhere. I'll send it to
Oh
you.
yeah,
If,
that's on a soundboard already, I'm
That's
sure.
got to be for those.
Your hole!
So for viewers who or listeners, depending on how you get our podcast and consume it, Slender, myself, and Mads participate in an amazing, fun time where we watch movies and will review them and make comments about them as they go. Very kind of mystery science theatery, usually hosted on Mads' channel, sometimes on Yeti's.
one
Oh,
time on Yetis.
because he hasn't finished editing anything. So here we go. This is the clip. This is amazing. It was from Hell. What was it? Hell
Comes to Frogtown.
Frogtown.
Shut your hole!
It makes me laugh so hard.
Oh man.
And yes, that was a giant humanoid frog telling another giant
Oh,
humanoid
yeah.
frog in a fez to shut his hole.
It makes so much more sense when you describe it like that. Like, oh, this sounds like a movie.
It's the best time. We have a rotating group of people. Mads is pretty much there always. I don't think I've ever seen Yeti spin one up on his own.
Well, he has, but we weren't invited.
That's true. And so I think we're currently we have one that Mads is working on that we recorded that is going to be the most glorious experience of all time. Robo Vampire.
It's insane because I had to cut out that entire bull part, and then I could put in a producer note when you brought it. I'm like, look, I had to cut it. Even I have limits of what I'm gonna do on here.
There was a scene where they're just cutting open what looked like, before they started cutting it, a live bull. Which
Like
was,
legit, there's no way that was a prosthetic. And
Yeah, I
stuffing
don't think they were
heroin in
using
it.
movie magic on that.
No.
That was a real bull. Those were real bull testicles. That was a real bull dong hanging out.
but in the production value, everything is so good for just talking about. I am going to give all the credit in the world for Mads being able to even edit that down to 2 or 3 videos with the amount that was going on.
Oh, with this one specifically, it's there's a 20-second bit there where there's a dude that gets burnt on his dick by a cigarette that's in the mouth of a sleeping vampire zombie thing. And then right after that, a chicken is teleported by telekinesis to these
That's
waking
right.
up thing. I mean, it's just one within 20 seconds. Oh, and they threw part of the chicken into the dude's mouth, the two guys' mouth. All that within 20 seconds, and everyone had something to say about different things. It was crazy. But yeah,
That's an instance where the new StreamYard's beta feature of recording individual streams is probably helpful, because there was a lot of
really
crosstalk.
gave me nightmares, though. I was unaware that vampires could fire
Hop.
rockets out of their sleeves.
Or just hop in general, where your entire turn of movement is based
I have
on hopping.
a rolling list of all of the different abilities, and every time we find a new one, I guess add. I think I'm at 7 now. It is hopping, bottle rocket hands, the ability to fit into a bottle.
Yeah, that one was interesting, where you can just be summoned like you're a genie. I thought that was a genie skill, but it was definitely a vampire, which I'm going to agree with another party on the broadcast, that they seemed a lot more zombie-like, but with powers, than vampire with powers. But it's interesting.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and another thing, because I wanted to hit this too. You asked me in the back if I was nerd enough to play Magic the Gathering. Listen, this bears repeating. I think a lot of people in this community, in this space, overestimate my nerdness. That ain't me. I played with the cards? Yes. When I was in high school, all the nerds would be playing with their Magic, and we'd grab them and we'd play our own version of it. Well, we wouldn't just grab it from them. We'd ask if we and we would play whoever has the ugliest card wins. That was our version of Magic the Gathering. Was I think still, I didn't play D&D for the first time until maybe a year ago, and that was just for content.
Dude, Matt, you have just shattered my worldview. Then he's gone.
Apparently, yeah. That was got a piece out. Tip.
Seriously, I thought somebody who had like his master's in weebiology would be all about the Magic the Gathering, but and then he's gone. I wonder if he's coming back.
Oh,
His
here we
computer
go.
must have died
I
again.
cannot believe I got kicked because I don't play Magic the Gathering.
If
No,
you
I accidentally
kicked your
pressed the back button.
Yeah, I was about to say you kicked yourself, man. I didn't play Magic in high school, so I don't kick anybody for that. I remember the kids who were in the corner of the
they were
hallway,
the
like
worst.
playing that Slender.
Yeah, I played Magic the Gathering.
We'd walk past them and get a job, you hippie. Wait, why does that even?
It's like, what hippie? What are these?
We didn't know
things?
anything about Magic, so we had to just make up our own things.
I mean, it was the late 90s, and that was the Matrix nailed it. That was the most glorious age of human civilization that's occurred.
I believe so. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even. I know 9/11 was bad. I'm just saying the time after that, outside, as long as you weren't in the Afghan, Iraq area of the world, it was still a pretty interesting and fun time.
And honestly,
Everybody kind of got along. If you didn't like someone, it was generally because they were a dirt.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, trying to be polite, but
or look vaguely Arabic.
No, I mean, I
that wasn't until
guessing
2001.
A lot of the young people won't like to hear it, but like from 1990 to 2010 was kind of like the golden age. Like,
No. It was
2010
basically
season a little deep.
I'm gonna say it was basically
2010 was when it was starting to fall off.
It was about 93, 94 when we came out of that recession, and then the economy was just great till like 2001 when we all know what occurred. Because
Thanks, Obama.
I think you need to change one letter after the O. But
I always get those two mixed up.
That's awkward.
Yeah, thanks, Osama.
Which one did they fake?
So, but yeah, that period, and that's right. The Matrix came out in 1999 in April, and there was the line from Agent Smith where he's like, "We modeled this off the peak of your human civilization." And at the time we were like, "Oh, that's so lame. What are they talking?" It's just because the movie came out now, and now that we're in 2022, yeah,
you're like,
that
was
the peak. That was that was it. I remember filling up gas tank for like $10 and getting change back. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah, you could put $5 in your tank and be okay. It was a big deal when I grew up on a cattle ranch in East Texas. If you got home with less than a quarter tank of gas, you ain't getting to the gas station. You know what I mean? I ran out of gas more than once.
Yeah, I mean, that was like when I started driving, it was 99 cents a gallon. And the ethanol that everybody was talking about, that cost more, not less.
Yep, you had to pay. Yeah, and I remember we had gas stations that were competing. It was when Sheetz, which is around a lot now, moved into the area for the first time around in Northern Virginia, and they were trying to price cut everybody else. The gas was running about 72 cents a gallon.
Man, I remember you used to could go you could fill up your tank and then go inside and pay.
Yeah, that was another thing. That way you know how much you actually needed. You weren't.
When those prices started jumping up to $4 or $5 a gallon, they had to do away with that because people just fill that shit up and drive away.
So back to Magic, right? So right now, Magic the Gathering, which has been a game that's obviously been around as long as we have,
I guess
it's owned by Hasbro, the toy company.
Oh, in good hands.
In good hands.
I'm pretty sure it has literally been around as long as we have. I think it started in 81, 82.
It's been longer
than
than
86.
Some of us, yeah.
It's been around a long time.
So Hasbro's got it, and they are destroying their golden goose. And those weren't my words. Those are actually, I'm going to scroll down. This was from Bank of America. they actually used in their outlook on when they basically said that the company is killing its golden goose because they are mismanaging Magic the Gathering, which apparently was a license to print money for Hasbro for a lot of years now.
Yeah.
And
I
what they've
thought
been
Wizards of the Coast owned.
well, Hasbro owns Wizard of the Coast.
Okay.
So
That's where I got confused. Got it.
yeah, so what Hasbro's been doing is, and Slender, you can speak to, I guess, the normal methods of Magic. I guess normally they only do a couple print runs a year of like decks of cards, and they get bought, and then that's why there's such a secondary market for Magic cards. They don't print, they don't constantly print them, so the cards that are really good become in demand, and so there's a secondary market, and people can make money on trading and selling their old cards, and then they buy new cards, and it keeps things fresh and it keeps it engaged. It's almost like Pokemon, but with trading cards. But with Pokemon, they did start with trading cards, so it's exactly like Pokemon.
Oh shit. Oh no, hold on. I'm not no, dude. Jack Posobiec.
Jack Posobiec.
Okay. He on the screenshot from the Twitter files or whatever, there's a tab to the left, and I saw it that says direct messages, and he's like, look closely. You can see that they're reading our DMs.
Well, they're going to be bored with mine, but I'm sure there was others that were really more entertaining.
Oh, man. I gotta go delete that Robo
video.
Oh shit, you're in trouble now, man. I watched that. I pulled it down and saved the copy. I have evidence. This is blackmail material.
Yeah, that's funny. I know that's interesting because Elon had mentioned Signal style end-to-end encrypted messaging.
Yeah.
And that seems like something that would be even more awesome to roll out now that we know they're definitely. I mean, I don't think anybody could really say that if they knew about what Twitter was doing, that they didn't think that they would start reading the direct messages. I mean, but
I'm not hiding anything, but you would think that they would, try to cut down if they had to look at all the dick pics and the DMs. They were like, we should do something about this. This guy just keeps sending dick pics to everyone. I'm just saying.
On the subject of the Magic the Gathering too, it used to be there would usually be like one major set a year, and they would release 3 parts. There's 3 parts to each set, and they would release them each quarter. And then I believe in the 4th quarter, they would release just their numbered edition that kind of had prints from everything previous. If they've upped that rate of release, I mean, that was already a pretty high rate of release to keep up with in general. Most people who play Magic, they'll play it pretty avidly for like 1 or 2 sets going across about 2 years, and then they'll stop keeping up just because it's like owning a boat. You're just sinking money into it.
Yeah, I mean, I just know that when I would go into comic book stores, they would make more money selling and trading Magic cards.
Oh, and Friday Night Magic? Friday Night Magic keeps comic book stores alive.
Exactly. And I talked to some of the comic store owners, and they would tell me, yeah, that's the Magic cards are our main revenue stream, even though we started as a comic book store. And this is where we make most of our profit is these. And I was like, wow, what about comic books? They're like, no, not even. That doesn't get us the money.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
Magic
not
cards.
now either.
No, it was terrible.
Did either one of y'all play Star Wars Fallen Jedi or whatever it was called?
Oh, the game that you made the super chat about?
Oh, yeah.
When I was on the High Council?
Yeah.
Was it Fallen Order? What was
something like that. Oh man, I was supposed to be on another live stream, and I was waiting. I was like, oh, Jeff's not going to get to it anytime soon, so I had to go back and listen to it. And Andrew's rant about me calling him ugly. This character, I'm laughing
Cal
my ass off.
Kestis. Yeah, Cal Kestis, the main character from.
Well, I was just going to suggest, because this just dropped.
The order is gone.
This
This
is
is the sequel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play the first one.
Oh, the first one was really fun, dude. It's really good. What? Another chick in the game? All right.
Is
That's
that
what it was missing.
I
I
think
have no
that's a
idea who
dude.
that is. Oh, was it a dude? Well, shit. Make him look like a dude next time.
He just
Got
had
a red head.
luxurious hair.
And this ambiguously, whatever.
Ace and Gary, the Star Wars game.
I hear you.
Do you see my
Oh, do
problem
we have
having this?
the bald, strong, powerful woman character?
Oh,
Is that what
absolutely. Well, she had hair in the first one. Wait, did that one die? I don't know. I'm sure they'll find more females to put in here.
Busy making yourself the Empire's most wanted.
Ah, imagine having to play this game staring at the back of this redhead. This redhead. Ugh.
Ginger lives matter, man.
What the fuck? You get to ride those things? What a pterodactyl!
I thought that was Avatar sequel.
Jedi. Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be dead.
Because he's supposed to... Wait, what? Remind him? Well, so you see what happened was Palpatine gave out this order, Order 66.
He's gonna like start breaking out a flowchart. He's like, "All right, I've got a slide deck ready here." And
this is why
you
your
see-
kind's supposed to be dead.
Any questions? We've gone through it. I can repeat. The PDF will be available for download after the presentation.
Sorry, that's just a funny line, man. Why? How is this proving that he's supposed to be dead? I really don't get that.
After all we've done.
A fucking Yeti? A space Yeti? I'm pausing it because I don't want you to get...
Isn't that
Is
Taken
that one
down.
of the things on Hoth?
Oh,
yeah?
you talking
Did
about a Wampa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a forest wampa because
Oh,
it's not
wow.
white fur because
They
that's gonna
won't-
be their innovation.
Wow, this woke culture we're in, they can't even let the Wampa be white.
The Empire's only grown stronger.
Man, all right, this I'm getting the game regardless. I really like the first one, but
Thanks, Bode. Part of the job, Gustus.
what? Wait. Oh, is this gonna be co-op? Ugh, he's so ugly.
Jedi is a threat.
But he's growing a beard, a ginger beard. So it's
I
gonna be-
appreciate him trying to cover up his face.
Not now that we have this.
Yeah, but in my experience, ginger beards are really like they're scraggly as fuck.
Yeah, the only thing worse is a blonde one like Larry Bird and his mustache that nobody told him to cut off.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was terrible.
As soon as I said that, I saw that, I was like, man, his teammates hated playing with him. Because you can't tell me a locker room full of your bros aren't gonna be like, hey, look, man, I need to talk to you about this mustache. It's not doing what you think it's doing.
I mean, he was the best guy on the team. What do you want like?
Doesn't matter if you're the best guy on the team. Everybody else is looking for something to tell you is wrong.
Right? Well,
Do you think Robert Parrish is going to go over to Larry Bird and be like, "Bro, you need"?
well,
to
no, because they
get rid
weren't
of that."
bros. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's something Kobe would have done to Shaq, is let him keep that mustache.
Yes, because he's vindictive like that. Love Kobe, R.I.P. But those things are what made him an all-time great. Is that venom?
Kobe, do you think I should keep this mustache? Yeah, Shaq. It looks fantastic. You do that.
It's working for you, man.
Yeah.
You think I should do Shaq Fu Part 2 with the mustache? Yeah,
I think Shaq
that'll
Fu
be great.
Part 1 was your best, so yeah, you should probably bring the mustache into Shaq Fu 2.
I love that in the 90s, everybody got a fighting game and they just basically were reskinning Mortal Kombat. There was a Star Wars one called Masters of Terra Kasai or something like that. And it was just reskins of like a Mortal Kombat or a Street Fighter game.
Do you remember them taking Street Fighter the movie, which was based on an amazing Street Fighter game,
And they did the
and
video
fucking up their own
capture.
game. Yes.
They did the video capture of the characters. I'll tell you what, though, if you search YouTube and you find the behind the scenes of Kylie Minogue doing her video capture Cammy moves, it's amazing. So,
Dude, did anyone ever play the Fight Club video game?
you don't talk about that video game. That's the first rule. So,
Yeah, well, you shouldn't because it was fucking garbage.
Oh, I don't remember that one. Do you
what
remember?
would you even do? Was it a fighting game? Like, what was the
It was
tie-in?
just a fighting game. It was just a fighting
do
game. but
remember
was a
it.
Did,
shitty, poorly executed,
Didn't
slow
it do
fighting game.
X-ray breaking
Did,
bones kind of a thing?
Did Meatloaf have bitch tits in it?
The X-ray breaking bones was the Mortal Kombat reboot that happened a few years ago.
No, they've been doing it for a long time. I thought it was in Fight Club too. I thought they did something interesting in Fight Club.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember that the game was fucking trash.
Why don't we get movie tie-in video games anymore? Because for every one of the Street Fighter things or whatever, you get the. I liked the Matrix game. I thought it was fun. The one that was basically a prequel sequel tie-in thing with oh fuck, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. One of the greatest boxers of all time. Oh, Roy Jones Jr. was in it. He was in the game because he was also in the movie for a second.
Was he like the sidekick character to one? No, he was one of the other.
He was a captain of
right?
another ship.
But of course, he did not get as much attention. Who was the other captain? Was it Will Smith's girl?
Jada Pickett Smith. Yeah.
Get her name out your mouth, man.
Listen. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was pretty fun. I
remember they also made the tie-in like anime content for it.
Oh, okay.
That was the thing. Like between Matrix 2 and 3, they released the video game and like those anime things, and they said if you really want to understand the story, you should watch all this. And it was like MFers.
It added nothing.
You have to make sure that the story is explained well enough in the movie so people get it. I mean, you want to talk about a guy who brought a slide deck was the architect at the end of the Matrix 2 when he's like, you are a derivative exponent, blah, 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 math.
Imagine being surprised at Marvel when you do the exact same thing where you have to watch all of these TV series and all this other shit to understand. Imagine how can you be surprised when it doesn't work?
No, that's number one rule with movies. You need to make it so the movie explains everything you need.
Yeah.
No, Matt, you were right.
Was I?
The Fight Club for PS2 was released.
Oh, we're going to have to isolate that.
And featured X-ray moves long before Mortal Kombat in 2011. And the funny thing is, I'm looking at the comments, and the very next comment was, your point, Batman Arkham Asylum had X-ray knockouts as well. And I'm like, Arkham Asylum was way after.
Yeah, that
Arkham
is
Asylum
the
was what, like 2010, 2008? I mean, gosh, like when did that come out? That was like a PS3 game.
Yeah,
well,
it was.
You also have Sniper Elite, where if you shoot a dude in the testicles, it will slow down and X-ray the bullet going through his actual testicle.
And his testicle explodes. So, yeah, that I didn't understand why they had to include that.
Did they have that one in the arcade too? What was the sniper one that had the big ass sniper rifle, like light gun? And
no, it wasn't this one.
And you had do you know what you remember that one?
I remember the one you're talking about. Yeah,
that game was fun as shit to play in the arcade.
Yeah, it was like terrorist, right?
It was like Silent Scope. Was that it? Was that the name?
I think that is it.
Because it actually had the display on the scope.
Yeah. Like by the way, all scopes are silent. Go on.
Yeah. What do you scopes don't make noise?
They do when they were on.
I've been putting my suppressor on my scope this whole time. No wonder I can't hit shit.
What was our movie? Too Young to Die, or
Never Too Young to Die. By the way, big ups for using suppressor and not silencer.
Yeah. So Never Too Young to Die had some of the most amazing and accurate scope placement of any rifles I've ever seen in a movie.
The one that was pointed at the front iron sight?
Yeah, that where it was like tilted down. I was like, who put that on there?
That's crazy. Man. Dude,
I mean, in their defense,
it was probably the armorer from Rust.
The barrel directly against whatever they're trying to shoot, so you would want the scope to be pointed down like that.
Yeah.
I'm rewatching Walking Dead. I'm almost done with the 5th season, and dude, there's some banana shit happening with their weapons. What these people are the most accurate head shooters I've ever seen. It's insane how accurate they let them be in this
Here's
show.
the thing. He is rocking a Colt Python
Oh yeah,
357 long barrel Magnum revolver.
yeah.
Fuck you doing hip shot headshots with that thing. Like,
Oh,
no way.
I was shocked when Carl picked it up and was going to use it. I'm like, I don't think you should do that, bro. That may be a little much.
That's gonna look like that famous
After all the muscle
YouTube
atrophy?
video with the girl shooting the Desert Eagle, where the deagle
Yeah.
just comes back and hits her in the head.
Well, they're just now starting to really start using suppressors, and one, I don't know how they made a suppressor out of a mag light. I would love to see the breakdown in science on that one, but they're using suppressors now, and the Sasa, whatever her name, she shoots probably 20 zombies, and there is not there's zero smoke anywhere coming from because that suppressor doesn't have any vents.
No, you've never, like, that's clearly people who've never genuinely shot a suppressed weapon to realize that it channels all of the gas put through that suppressor, man. You're gonna be smoking for days after shooting that many rounds.
Also, all of them go pew pew. Didn't mean to quote my girlfriend on that, but like all
No,
the
they go more.
suppressors.
I believe. What was it? Mary. What was it? Mary. Do Slender. Do the turkey gobble.
Oh.
That was. I believe that was another fine moment from movies with Mad.
But no, all their suppressors are like they all sound the same. Like, whoa,
maybe
hold
a
on.
22 suppressed.
Maybe.
Or I know that if you do 38 special, like suppressed, it might get close to that. But those are the rounds. You're not wrong. Like, they're shooting like high caliber, like a 5.56, which is an AR standard round, is not suppressed like noise.
She was using. I can't
forget is like with a suppressor, it's still going to be loud.
Yes,
and you're still going to hear it probably a long ways off. It's just not going to hurt your ears as bad.
Absolutely. She was using. I can't remember the variant. It's the not sniper, but like the counter sniper M16 base. You know which one I'm talking about? But it fires like a 7.62 though. It's a bigger round than the 5.56.
It's the 7.62 by 5.1, right? The NATO 7.6. The NATO round.
I believe it is, but
that's basically It's basically 310.
Man, if you think that suppressor is going to allow you to sneak up on zombies, no.
Every zombie within probably a 5-mile radius is still going to hear it, especially because there's really not a lot of background noise in this world where society has collapsed. So that sound's going to travel. Furthermore, don't zombies have like a really good sense of smell too?
Blood. I think they're good with blood.
Well, it depends. If you shoot somebody in the head, a lot of blood comes out.
Well, it depends on the the zombie, because we've seen different kinds, like the Robo Vampire movie. Those zombies are.
Well, those zombies hop. What were they called? Like, what were like?
Oh, I don't know.
Stiff zombies or something.
They were vampires. It was in the title of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
No, the lore that it comes from, I think, is what he's saying.
Oh, I mean the real like actual history. That's from. I didn't study that.
Shun's Jiangxi. Different cultures share different spooky stories, and where the Western world is taught to fear vampires and zombies, Chinese folklore shuns Jiangxi, which directly translates to stiff corpses. They're also known as Chinese hopping zombies or Chinese hopping vampires for how they get around.
Oh wait, hopping zombies. There you go. It's confirmed.
Yeah, stiff corpses is what they're called.
Yes, I believe.
I don't even want to mess with that. I feel like that's a gateway to a bad set of jokes, so I should move on.
Oh, dude, that could be a porno. Stiff corpses. Necrophilia. Yeah.
What's there? That legendary internet rule. If it exists on the internet, there's porn of it.
Yeah, Rule 34.
And I'm sure. I mean, Twilight was probably a gateway drug for vampire and zombie porn.
Well, Twilight was a gateway drug for fan fiction.
Wait,
Maz knows
Twilight?
because what is it? He has a degree in weebiology, an
Yeah,
advanced
weebiology,
one.
yeah.
So he knows clearly that in anime, the content of hot monster girls has exploded in the last 10 years.
It's been phenomenal if you're a weeb.
If you're into that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. This may be. I think I found the gun. Sorry, I'm still on the gun thing because it really bothered me. I believe
The elite counter-terrorist weapon. I'm kidding. No, there's
Damn,
honestly, if I was, if I could shoot it accurately, probably an MP5 suppressed would be my zombie apocalypse
that's not a
standard.
bad choice. Yeah.
Because it's 9mm, so the ammunition would be readily available all over the place, easy to handle, small, PDW style size, and you should be able to get decent headshots. I think you can adjust your MP5 to single shot or full auto.
Well, that's what I hate about this show is because everyone is firing at full auto. Every gun they pick up has full auto, and no one's like, I think we wasted a lot of ammo. Slender, I'm sure you fired at probably an M16 on 3-round burst.
I have not fired an M16 on 3-round burst. I have fired an M60, and
Okay, a little
that was a
different from
lot
the
more
point
than
I'm
3
making.
rounds.
Holy
Well-
shit! That's a good one.
The
Oh, I mean-
M60 and the what's the other really
249,
common machine
240.
gun?
Well, yeah, the
The
240
Saw?
Bravo.
M240. I've
Did you-
fired the M240 as well.
So I know this is a fun fact that Slenders might be aware of because I had another friend who was in the Navy who got stationed in Iraq when things went off because some Navy operators work on the ground. He wasn't one of the SEALs, but he was kind of attached to those units. The Navy issued
individual augmentee.
Yeah. The Navy actually issued full auto M4s, and the Army guys were pissed off because they only got the burst. They're like, why is the Navy dude get rocking around with a full auto?
Because they know he's not going to use the weapon, not the SEALs, but not the operator, the other guy, their cook or whatever they.
Oh no,
have him
he
do.
was he ended up using it. He was intelligence.
Well,
on ground
my
intelligence.
point.
But yeah.
My
I
point
get what
is,
you're saying is
single shot. The reason why I brought it up to Slender because the M4 or the M16 you put on a 3-round burst. The M4 doesn't have much recoil at all, but on 3-round burst, that shit's gonna, that barrel's gonna rise with a quickness. And for them to be like, ooh, we got to shoot him specifically in the head. I know, full auto. I'll be able to get him. I also found, by the way, I found
Dude,
so
I
the
hate full auto. I fucking hate it.
It's so bad. But so her gun, Saw, was a custom AR-15 Seeking's Precision. It's fitted with an ATN night vision scope or a different kind of scope. She changes it out because, let's see. 2-piece stock, a MOE pistol grip, a quad rail handguard. I mean, my God. Anyways, she pisses me off. I hate her. But yeah, I fired the 240, 249, M4, 25 Mike on a Bradley, 50 cal, obviously.
We had a dual mounted 50 cal. That was the most
nice.
fun to shoot. And remediating is so easy. It's just like, okay, rack, bang.
Mark 19 was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's the automatic grenade launcher on top of the Humvee. Oh,
nice.
It's pretty sweet. That and the Javelin. I got to shoot.
I'm going to be honest, man. How does that compete with that grenade launching firearm we saw in
Oh, well, it's not quite as
because that one was also
rounds?
because you get a purse of rounds, as Slender said, and that was really important where you could just
Well, see, that wasn't automatic. That was a single shot that you had to reload after each one. I thought you were talking about the more compact rocket launcher we saw at the end, that kept up his sleeve.
The Derringer size, which is also even better. That should be standard issue.
Flare gun.
Yeah. Oh, in a javelin. I've shot a javelin. That was pretty freaking awesome. It's it's a missile that.
Dude, was that scary? Those javelin launchers, they look scary to me. Like, what if this thing malfunctions?
Oh, have you seen that video of where they were shooting? I forgot what it was. There, it may have been an AT-4, I think, or something, and it just comes out at the end and drops
Yes.
the rocket.
Yeah, and it explodes, if I remember correctly.
YouTube wasn't as big as it is now when I joined. I had no fear of this. Didn't know it was a possibility. But the javelin, you could program it.
I've also fired a javelin in Call of Duty.
Jesus!
I'm kidding.
You can program it to where for top attack on a tank, where it will go up into the air and come down straight to hit it on the turret. This is pretty cool.
I mean, that's how I used it in Battlefield.
That is
I
pretty
haven't
cool,
played it.
actually.
Anyway,
that was. You want to finish the trailer?
So yeah.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Trailer, I gotta ask a question. You said you liked the first one.
yeah.
Why?
I enjoyed the combat, and I was digging the story for the most part.
Okay, so you give it high marks for both mechanics and story.
Mhm.
Okay, what would you say is its biggest failing?
The redhead as your main character, he's so ugly to look at. It's really difficult to no. It's been a long time since I played. I've been meaning to replay it. I think his biggest downfall was there was nothing to extend your playtime. They didn't release any expansion or really anything. You know, it's just a lot like Red Dead Redemption 2 was why they have never put out a nightmare version like they did for the first game is beyond me. But
Okay.
same thing with the Guardians of the Galaxy game, but it is nice to have these single player games where you just go through through the story, and it was good, man. I enjoyed it. I'll play it again and give you a better idea of what I think.
Yeah, just curious because I'm
pretty sure
lot, and that is.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's done by the Lost Soul. Lost Soul, is that it? Or the Lord of the Rings guys that did that last Lord of the Ring game? Everybody's like, oh, it should have an easy mode. I think those guys were behind this in some way. Maybe, I don't know.
Are you talking about Shadow of Mordor or?
No, the one that just came out. Everyone's like, oh, it's so hard.
You talking about Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's it's not a Lord of the Rings thing. You're thinking Game of Thrones because
No.
George R.R. Martin was consulted on the story for Elden
No,
Ring.
I'm talking about the combat. It's like Elden Ring. Elden Ring was done by the guys that did the Soul games, Lost Soul or whatever it is, and everyone's like, it's too hard. We need an easy mode.
The Dark Souls games.
The Dark Souls game, yeah.
Yeah, you don't get an easy mode. Fuck you. They're supposed
I
to be
know.
hard.
But I think they may have had something to do with that game.
As someone who finally went back and managed to beat the original Dark Souls, not Demon Souls, but the original Dark Souls, I can be part of that club and be like, yeah, you don't get an easy mode. Fuck you. I suffered through it. So if you want to play the games, you get to suffer through it too.
I may be wrong about this. Respawn Entertainment?
Respawn weren't they the ones who did Titan?
Titan Falls or some shit?
Titanfall, yeah.
Yeah, Respawn wasn't
Never
Dark
mind.
Souls. Dark Souls was From Software.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know why I thought that. Oh well. Anyway, it's fun.
Yeah,
though.
they did Titanfall, Apex Legends. Apex Legends sucked.
Yeah, it did. They knew it though.
Titanfall wasn't great either.
So no,
Like,
well,
Titanfall is one of
Titanfall
those
2.
games I would call a really good proof of concept, but I dock Titanfall an overall score because it wasn't a whole game. There just wasn't enough there.
Titanfall 2 was pretty good.
Titanfall 2 was a lot better. But
Yeah.
Titanfall was like, it's one of those games where you play it and it's fucking awesome for about a week, and then you're like, all right, and I've seen everything this game has to offer like 15 times now. I'm done.
Mhm. Anyway, back to the trailer. I completely forgot about it. What? Shut up.
He's got a cross guard now. Oh, ooh, what do you do? They made him like Kylo.
Yeah, because that's who you want to emulate.
Bro, when that fucking teaser came out for The Force Awakens and he lit that dude like holy shit, that hit until you saw the movie and you're like, oh okay, well that's not too far away, right?
No, that's actually,
Up
I'm
for
not
a
used to a video game trailer dropping close to its release date. So if you pre-order now, they'll delay it for till 2025, and that'll help. You pay now. Pay now, get game later.
I mean, the only game I'm super interested in right now, and it's probably a long ways down the road, is Final Fantasy 16.
Oh my god, we get
Yeah,
it. You're
they're
a
at
nerd.
16, but the trailer looks pretty good. The
Yeah.
trailer looks pretty decent.
Let me
Did y'all
guess,
pull-
you have to go on an epic quest to defeat the big bad guy and save the world?
I mean, it's a
Ooh.
JRPG, so you have to go on an epic quest and eventually kill God.
Do they still use turn-based combat?
No, fuck no. They haven't done that. in a
Oh
long
really?
time.
I haven't. I've avoided playing it because it's such a dumb thing to play with. I except
You pull up the
for
trailer
Knights of
if
the
you-
Old
if you're-
Republic.
Like
What is
they're
it?
not like the old ones.
Which Final Fantasy number is it now?
16.
Who knows?
All right, let's.
But did y'all play Death
16.
Stranding?
No,
Oh,
I
that
saw
movie-
I
I
saw
mean,
some
that game-
gameplay. I watched some people play it, and it looked like a walking simulator with ladders.
Yeah. Dude, the girlfriend and I would watch the trailer for it, just trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. I loved Metal Gear Phantom Pain. Really, really loved that game. And so I kind of know that it's going to be cuckoo bananas because of who's making it. But man, those trailers made no sense
Yeah,
to me at
but
all.
the Kojima fanboys, like, they think he can do no wrong, and it's like, no, he can. And this is a prime example. This game's shit.
They're making a
that's-
second one.
Wasn't Death Stranding just you were playing as a UPS guy?
Yeah,
were
you
actually
were
a
in fact a
delivery.
UPS guy who carried around everything from boxes of drugs to corpses.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, this
Oh,
I
man.
like the screenshot from the ESRB. I should put that on our at the beginning of our show because it may contain content inappropriate for children.
I mean, when you got someone who curses like a sailor, yeah.
But you were a sailor, so it's just part of
I
your.
mean, I have a license. I have
Yeah.
my license to curse.
Oh, Slender, I'm not going to do it now because I don't have as much energy as I usually do for it. But don't if you haven't already heard it, don't let me forget to tell you the story about the guy that tried to correct a Navy SEAL.
Oops.
It's a good story. It's long.
I
though,
will
but
have to remind you at some point.
we can go on here.
All right, so let's actually see Final Fantasy 16.
This better
which-
win me over.
They're very different than
It
what they
has
used.
been 1,500 years
I'm already
since
out.
the fall of our
Yuck,
forebears.
woman talking.
And Valisthea has been slowly dying.
Legit, I have already
ever
checked out.
since.
I mean, doesn't this? I'm going to be honest. This looks like the same Final Fantasy game that's been made for the last 20 goddamn years.
You could
I mean,
put, you could put NES exclusive at the end, and I'd be like, yeah, I buy that. I get it. I mean, how the
Yeah.
fuck am I supposed to know?
Okay, skip ahead some then.
No.
We're
in
doing
it.
this.
It's well, hold on, maybe it's 4.5 minutes. That's not a trailer. That's a short film. Ugh. I don't even think you could do it on YouTube Short.
Hold on, I just want to go back to the name of this. Look at the name of studio.
Creative Business Unit 3.
Unit 3.
Oh, sorry, Creative Business Unit.
Hey,
the
at
third.
least they're not up to 16 creative business units yet.
I mean, what is that like? Square Enix made divisions and they're very Japanese. So it's, you are Creative Business 1. You are Creative Business 2. Creative Business 3. We don't have to come up with. It's like in all the anime shows, the schools like your class 1A, class 1B, class 1C. No creativity. All right, let's keep going.
Almost further now, but we're in the middle of the Deadlands. The blight sucked this place dry. Meaning no trees, no birds, and no magic.
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight. The mother's flame now.
I have no idea what's
but a
happening.
flicker.
It's mostly your
without the
like
blessing of the
all of
crystals.
the Final
What does this
Fantasies
have to
do
do with
have
an emu?
similar stories. Like similar core elements to the story. There's almost always the crystals.
So is this like the Dark Crystal with the little bird guys and the
Yeah, what's
other-
up with what does this have to do with that emu thing you had on in the game?
So it is the Dark Crystal.
You talking about
So-
chocobos? Chocobos are in every one of them.
I
What the
love how
hell
you
is
think
it?
I know what that is.
What the
It's
hell
the
is a
emu
chocobo?
thing you're talking about.
Emu.
So it's,
I guess keep going. I don't know. I mean,
yeah. I mean, let's have Slenderkin just
Crystals
explain
have
it.
their magic through us.
Yeah, but the
You
magic
have
always
been
comes from the
blessed,
crystals.
Joshua.
But who shall
In
claim
this
their
particular
faded
one, and I don't
light?
even think this is a new concept. It's
Duchy
happened
of
in a few of them. The
bastion
light of the
of
crystals is
tradition.
dying.
At the very
Oh, no.
least, we must secure
Yeah.
Drake's breath.
The Holy Empire
And
of
then,
Sanbreque.
Yeah, you see how there's crystals near each of these cities.
I mean that could be an iceberg.
No, it's a crystal, and it's what the magic comes from. So the people who can use magic, they can use it because of the crystals. And then
Have
there's
they
almost
tried
always
putting-
summoned monsters.
Have they tried putting it into some type of container with
Like
a
chipping off a
on
piece
off?
and just kind of
yeah.
carrying it around in a jar.
Well, no, like in a container, like like a cylinder. You can have an on and off button, and then you do it, and the magic will come out in a
Are you talking about like
blade-like.
a flashlight or a light? Oh, a lightsaber. Okay, there
Oh,
we go.
yeah,
what
that
we
could
were
work,
talking about.
right?
That's right, because lightsabers were powered by kyber
No,
crystals.
no, they would be
Mhm, mhm.
psionic spirit blades because we are not getting copyright strikes.
We're playing something from Square Enix, so we are definitely riding the risk of copyright strike.
That's why I'm making sure that I add plenty of commentary while we watch this trailer.
Well, we don't have to watch it. I'll be fine. We can move on.
Let's skip ahead a little. Right there.
I don't think I've ever had my nerdism be eclipsed by another's this much.
Oh well, I can tell you right now, my nerd credit is much stronger than yours.
Well, bro,
Summon beasts of great
Oh,
might.
hold on, Mads. This is perfect for you because look, we've got an evil ginger child.
Yep, evil ginger kid.
you know, when they showed him earlier, I immediately was like, I'm uncomfortable with
Does this?
this
You know
whole
what?
thing.
Maybe this kid grows up to be a Jedi and take the crystal and put it in a lightsaber, and he's gonna
Legit?
star in
Yeah,
Fallen.
maybe this
Jedi
is his
Fallen
origin
Order.
story.
This is
legit.
how he becomes a Padawan.
When they showed him and that grown ass man at a table talking, I instantly flashed to New York Ninja. I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna go fishing.
Why is that guy wearing like a jacket? He should just have a thong on right now.
Right?
That's how you hang out with kids in New York
Yeah.
Ninja.
Well,
And
you
then
can't
you-
even see his balls. What's happening here?
And then you groom them into your ninja army to take care of business.
Yep.
Summon beasts of great might should command
Holy
respect.
shit! You know what I just thought of?
Instead,
Sorry,
has
sorry.
left us outcasts.
Who the fuck knows what's happening? You know, that little kid was probably safer when he was being controlled by the gang than in the in the care of this depressed ninja who just lost his wife and is trying to replace her immediately.
Wait,
but with a
wait, you
12-year-old
mean
boy.
you mean after he was adopted by the guy who encouraged him to
Bro.
run off and get all the other kids to go fight grown men with guns?
I feel like he was safer with the show enough looking guy.
Oh, the Shogun of Harlem is recruiting.
Sure
But
enough,
hopefully-
just wanted that money.
Hopefully, New York Ninja won't get in his way. Which reminds me that we definitely, hopefully, have Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon still on the list.
Yeah, it is.
Because,
I forgot who we were waiting.
And we absolutely have to make sure Yeti is watching that one because I feel like
Dude,
he's
as long
gonna-
as we don't do another Free Jack. Whew.
Fuck you, Free Jack is great.
Free Jack was shit. And we didn't even get to see the ending. You had to describe it to us, and it was still
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh man, I think someone was talking about how much you love that movie.
I didn't say I loved it. I said it was good. I said it was a
Dude.
good movie. If you watch it when you're like 10, it's a good movie. And then it stays good the rest of your life.
A movie shouldn't have such qualifiers for whether or not it's good. Well, no, you see, you're missing the point. If you were 10 and blind, and legally blind, and kind of a fatata, you would love Free Jack. You'd get it.
Yeah, here's the thing, Chad. Like, there were movies I loved when I was 10 too, and then I watched them when I was 30, and I was like, yeah, they didn't hold up. These were terrible movies.
All right, tell
Yeah.
me one that you just said doesn't hold up, and we'll see if we agree. I want to hear which ones you've rewatched and weren't as good.
The Dark Crystal. It was
Fuck
shit.
you. The Dark Crystal's great.
No, it was shit.
What are you? Why are you hating on the puppets?
Critters.
Critters is hilarious.
I still find Critters comedy entertaining. Well, we lost him again. Did you kick him out?
No, he's doing that himself. I feel like he hit the back button again. Either that or his high-end PC.
No,
Has,
I will say Critters.
kicked out.
Critters is still funny to me, but it's not scary. I don't know why I found it scary when I was a child, but
Critters
Sorry,
was
I didn't like Critters.
Have you even seen? I thought you hadn't seen Critters yet.
So the girlfriend was a big fan of it, and she wanted to rewatch it. I guess during Halloween or whatever, and we made it 20 minutes in. We're like, okay, we're out.
yeah.
Did you watch when the alien bounty hunters had changed their shapes into the singer and the hot girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a no for me.
I think Critters 3 was Leonardo DiCaprio's first movie appearance.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody starts somewhere, and it's usually at the bottom.
No, I think he started on Growing Pains, but he got Critters 3 after that. You don't remember when in Growing Pains when they did that hard shift when Kirk Cameron came back from Jesus camp and decided he couldn't be a bad guy anymore on Growing Pains, so they instantly converted his character from being the like obnoxious like scheming kid to being the good kid who is now a teacher. It was so weird.
Yeah, I thought it was better. Whenever you can bring Jesus into anything, it's going to improve.
This is true.
I mean, Jesus saves movies and video games and everything else.
That was what he raved as he stood in the box in the middle of a city and he claimed he had a dream.
All right, did you ever? This was a huge thing on the internet so many years ago. I don't remember if you were around to see it. You might have been off doing things, Matt. It was a clip from like Kirk Cameron giving basically a little video speech about they called it the way of the master, his like specific brand of church.
Oh, his brand, like Ye has a brand of Christianity.
Well, so it was hilarious. I thought it was just the way he was doing the message it came off so funny because he's looking at the camera directly. He's like, do you believe God is a loving God and that he'll forgive people who don't know or believe in him, and that he's just wants good people to be able to get in? So if you're just a good person, you'll be fine. Well, that's a lie. You're wrong. That God doesn't exist. It's like, wow, all right.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I think you're doing the hard sell a little too much right in the first like 30 seconds of this.
Yeah,
clip.
that's called traditionalism. When it comes to the I don't want to get too serious on y'all's channel, but if we're talking about the ethological viewpoint of the afterlife, you have your universalism, which I lean towards. You have the conditionalism, and then you have the traditionalism. Traditionalism being your hell, your heaven. You go, if you don't do the right words after the age of accountability, it varies. You won't get in heaven. You go to hell no matter what. Conditionalism, you still go to hell, but there will come a point where God comes back, Jesus comes back, and then they just get rid of hell completely. Then you have universalism, which is the idea that at some point, at some time, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess to God being, the God being God. Basically, everybody will return, not necessarily like to return to the source kind of a thing. It's not that, but everybody, will be forgiven because God is a forgiving God. If not, then if your idea of God is having this place where he keeps all the trolls, all of his enemies and shit, or people that don't like him, if that's, I don't think I want to go to his heaven, because it's basically the equivalent to holding a universal gun to your head and saying, do you love me? Say you love me. Of course I'm going to say I love you, or you're going to shoot me in the head, universally speaking.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think no, that was,
Dang,
we got serious as the
we
Final
got
Fantasy quiz
philosophical
event.
up in here.
Yeah, you got to watch out because if you choose wrong on what you want to believe and how you treat people, it's like picking a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies. It's just a bad time.
And we brought it back to pre-show.
Yep, because I just had to like to lighten it up, but no, I tend to agree with you too, man. It's just I think even if you believe in that traditional viewpoint, you can temper your message in how you do it. I mean, I know we've watched high quality Christian filmmaking like I
Oh
don't
man,
even
fuck. The Miracle Man?
like The Miracle Man,
Yeah.
which was great. It was, he was a gardener.
I still want
He was a carpenter. He was a carpenter. Oh wait.
He owned a
You're just saying that because he
construction
looked
business.
Hispanic.
I was saying that because before we watched the movie, you told me he was a gardener. Or was that
Whatever? Don't use my words against me.
The end of that movie was so great. He just goes up to New Lazarus and just like, all right, right when he lives, it ends. Just
Yeah.
done.
Still
Just
waiting on the
I
sequel.
just love
Just
how they
abruptly.
called him while he was hanging out with his buddy watching football and was like, Laz is dead. And then he was like, who
Yeah,
fucking
okay.
cares? I'm on vacation.
Watching the game. I'll come back in 3 days. It'll be fine.
His friend was like, "Aren't you gonna go back?" I'm like right now? It's a long drive. Oh man. But
it was so hilariously bad. I know, but we got so caught up with other ones that were even worse and entertaining.
It's still on the docket to be edited, and I'm working on because whenever we were done with Robo Vampire, I was like, this one is next. Because I still have Free Jack, I still have the one we did without Ninja 3, the Domination. Yeah, that's all on the to-do list, but
Yeah, we
this
got
one's
like
gonna
an
be
entire back catalog of ones that haven't gone up yet, huh?
yeah.
they're all
This
great.
is gonna be my Ice Baby, I believe.
Suge Knight's gonna hang you upside down from a hotel balcony to get the rights to the YouTube money that'll come in. Not come in because none of us are monetized, right?
I could be, but I don't feel. I applied once. It's fine. I get it. They don't want me to use good music in my intros and shit. Fuck them.
Yeah, the mysteries of monetization and having to conform. Yeah, not my thing.
I did good. That the New York Ninja didn't have any claims. I had one for Blues Traveler, the hook. So I had to cut out 5 seconds of it, and they're like, "Okay, now you're good." Like, oh, okay, thanks.
I was thinking that would come in because you use the hook of the hook.
Yeah.
And
Well, it always brings you back.
That's how it should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I ain't telling you no lie.
For what was it? Didn't John Popper get fired? Get arrested for like having massive amounts of guns in his car like one time when he got pulled over?
Based.
I mean, the most shocking part of that was they got him out of the car.
I'm looking it up. Oh yeah,
because he's so big. Remember, he's a big guy.
All right. I'm about to share a picture of the guns that apparently he had in his car when he got arrested.
It's gonna look like Rick's bag from Walking Dead.
It really is. It's gonna. All right.
It's gonna be like the loading program they use to enter the Matrix when they need guns.
Oh man.
Well,
what was he doing?
Look at that.
This is
looks
his
to me
roll
like
around.
He was ready. That's all
Yeah.
I see there.
This is his rolling around armory.
Popper Pop. Look at this. There he is with like.
Wait, there's more?
All right. Do you see the back of his truck actually had the pull-out gun cabinet inside of it?
Oh, it's like an SUV though.
Yeah, look at that. He pulls like that whole, and it's got the custom foam cutouts for all of them.
Wait,
Right,
how
what's
did they?
The problem here?
How did they get to this though? What was the PC to search this vehicle?
Arrested with weapons and drugs. So this was March 8th, 2000.
Oh, okay, it was the drugs.
And drugs.
Yeah, the drugs.
There's the problem.
Let's see. after finding handguns, rifles, a switchblade knife, and drugs in his car after stopping it for speeding.
111. Okay.
So, Mads, does that rank up with any of the fine pullovers you might have done?
Oh, I've had quite a few interesting ones. See, there it is. Detected the odor, the smell of marijuana. Detected the odor of marijuana emitting from his vehicle and/or clothes. I've used that line more than a couple of times. Yeah, one time I detected the odor of. Listen, when I was a cop, it wasn't about, oh, I can't wait to find that dime bag. It was, oh, cool. Maybe I'll. 'Cause when you're talking about drugs, it can lead to guns, which can lead to stopping crimes that actually affect people in a serious manner, not just a joint. You know what I mean? If that's all we're talking, man, I'm just gonna stomp it out and send you on your way. I'm like, don't be dumb. Don't as long as they're not impaired. But so anyway, got this guy, and it was in plain view. You can see the stems and seeds in like the center console. And so I started doing a search, and I come across these cases and cases of bootleg DVDs. And I'm like, man, that's a shit ton of of DVDs. I called my desk sergeant, who used to be my sergeant when he was on our shift, and I'm like, hey, Greg, like I don't really know what I should do with this. I have a bunch of bootleg DVDs. Man, I don't care about. I'm like, no, you don't understand. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. And
I've got a friggin' blockbuster here.
Almost 1,000, bro. He had almost 1,000. So, Greg, because that's each one of those discs comes with a penalty of up to a year in prison and up to a $10,000 and a fine. And this is a federal level
life sentence.
Yeah. Yes. Each disc. So he calls our detectives and they're like, Greg goes, that's cool, man. I'll call the FBI. And he called the FBI, who said, grab everything. Don't let him know we're coming. We are on our way. They took this shit serious. And the dude's rap sheet was crazy. Mostly for drug dealing and shit like that. Like he did some time too. I give him props. He tried to, go the lawful way, but he was just a little bit off the mark. Wasn't dealing in drugs, but he still anyway. Yeah, his plea bargain was going to have multiple years in a federal prison because it was it led to this whole big thing. And the worst part is, I had to go through every disc and list every disc on the
evidence
evidence. Yeah,
list.
for the chain of custody or whatever. Those fuckers get there. I'm talking hours of work. They get there. Our evidence guy hands them all my giant form and shit. He goes, nice. Winds it up, throws it away, hands out his for him to sign. It was the most frustrating thing ever, man. I'm like, what the fuck?
So that was kind of like your version of that moment in Die Hard where the feds come in and just take over. And just, oh, that's nice. That's cute. You're doing it your way. We're going to do it fine. We're doing it all.
What the hell is Havarti or cream Havarti is a semi-soft Danish cow's milk cheese. It can be sliced, grilled, or melted. No. I don't know who this Dr. Anonymous colleague is, but
they're anonymous.
They're a colleague.
Get the fuck out of here with that Havarti cheese.
He's so
Havarti sounds like fancy person cheese. I feel like
dude, I don't want no Danish cows in my cult.
American and cheddar.
Does that come in a red packaging thing and you have it in your fridge?
Is that like where it has that little waxy red thing that you open up?
Sargento?
And you have it as a snack?
It's in the picture.
For people who don't remember at this point, Slender is uniquely Rain Man-esque when it comes to cheeses. And I don't know why, but he will rattle off opinions on cheese. If you put it in chat, it'll get them going. So be careful.
And two, I don't steal closing lines, but every once in a while, I execute them to perfection.
Oh, no. Oh, that's
Oh
fine.
man, I'm gonna be hearing about that one. I
All
mean,
right, so
maybe.
here's this guy. So Popper, to get back to this, had 14 weapons, including 4 rifles, 9 handguns, and a switchblade on his person in
I
his
mean,
modified. And this was in his special weapons compartment hidden within the car. So you remember when they used to pimp your ride on MTV?
yeah,
Like, and they would
yeah.
put Popper went in there as like, pimp my ride. I need a secret weapons compartment with all these rifles and handgun slots for me.
It like in The Wire. I forgot who it was. I think it was some of Stringer Bell's people. The the console or whatever, where the radio and all that shit is, would you press a button and that would all fold down where you could have your guns hidden. Kind of like that, man. I hope he's okay.
There's that is, I mean, that is cool to have that built into your car.
I understand that he thinks he may, be in danger, but I don't think any of that's I don't think you can shoot diabetes. If he's worried about the greater risk to his life here.
I mean, you can shoot diabetes, but being as it's usually in you, that's considered a suicide.
Diabetes.
Yeah, I think he's done the thing where he got like creepily skinny now, where he lost
Oh
the weight.
man, really? Like
Yeah, I see
the
one of
weather
those
guy?
pictures looks a little creepy right in the middle there.
Oh, at the Guns N' Roses concert? I thought that was a chick.
This is all right. So this is what he used to look like,
Yeah, healthy. Okay, big boned.
and this is what he does look like.
Crystal meth.
Middle-aged lesbian. Yeah.
I know that Mads has informed me that there's some informative commercials and content about meth being a very handy substance to help you take care of cleaning your bathroom at night.
Oh, meth.
So when before my mom passed away, she had cancer, and they gave her, I forget what kind of Adderall thing it was to help with some of the side effects to the chemotherapy she was on. I swear to God, this is a woman who had been on chemotherapy for months and was just like, had no energy. They gave her this prescription, and that friggin' night she was up all night, like cleaning the entire house. Like, she called and left me a voicemail at like 2 a.m. I'm living, with my wife, and she's like, I was just thinking while I was cleaning the kitchen, and I was like, it's 2 a.m. Why are you awake? Like, what is going on? And you get there, and she's like, I was just wired. This is a woman who had never done any illicit substances in her life, and she was like, I think that's what cocaine must be like. And I was like, what is coming out of my mouth?
Yes, but only for maybe 3 minutes. You got to do a lot of cocaine. But look, I've always been an advocate for Adderall. I'm a big fan.
I think that was what Jesse Spano was supposed to have been on.
Man, caffeine pills, man. If you're not careful,
you're gonna be on your way to shooting a music video with your friends who started a peppy pop band.
Zach and the what?
The Zack Attack?
That was it.
That was like, no, wait, that was later, wasn't it? Because this one was just the one with that one was Jesse, Lisa, and Kelly were just pop band.
Oh wait, no, was it once they were modeling?
No, because they were they did like they did I'm So Excited or whatever, and it was in like those terrible 80s 90s like workout leotards.
Yeah, I can't remember. they did everything on that show, and then they repeated it kind of in college.
Uh-oh. No goat cheese, no Havarti, but somehow Velveeta, queso, and nacho cheese made the list. I call BS. Wait, no, Dana's cow shit. Not my cheese cult.
Hashtag that was cheese cult.
First off, I'm not a fan of Velveeta, but queso and nacho are wonderful.
Yeah, I like the Mexican blend cheese as well.
Yeah, and I don't mind goat cheese. I just think goat cheese is more of a salad cheese.
Velveeta is not cheese. Also, Velveeta is a
No, Velveeta is
cheese
completely
product.
synthetic crap.
Yeah, but that's why I know people who love Velveeta, and they're always like, "But it works so well for cooking and melt." I was like, "Then why do you think it was designed in a goddamn lab to do exactly what you're talking about?"
I think I may have had it. I didn't grow up poor, so I don't have a lot of.
Grow up poor.
Experience.
Velveeta was like
I don't remember.
slightly above. Was slightly above poor. Because poor was just straight up the Kraft, like mac and cheese, where it was the orange powder.
Wait, dude, no,
Yeah,
but that was the
here's the
best
thing.
though. What are you talking
Velveeta
about?
And you
Cheese
got it-
macaroni.
And you actually had to, and if you were really poor, you didn't have butter to mix in with it. It was margarine. You would always use the.
Velveeta is a larger, softer stick of butter that is orange instead of like a pale yellow.
I don't know, man.
It's gross. It has the consistency of tofu.
I think we spent way too much time on cheese already.
That's this Dr. Anonymous colleague is just dropping landmines in the podcast for knowing that there's no way Slender can let it pass without commenting.
I most certainly cannot.
My cheese content is tapped out.
Look, I have knowledge of American, cheddar, and occasionally pepper jack, but that's because pepper jack is available on the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich, which is amazing.
Pepper jack's not bad, especially if you like make a nice burger with some bacon and some mushrooms.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we've been on for a while. I think let's switch to the Nielsen ratings. Finish strong like we like to. I know we.
Before we do that, do we want to talk Williow?
Ooh,
I've only seen the first 20 minutes.
I know that. So Mads, whose online presence is inspired name wise from Mad Mardigan from Williow, who is an awesome character. I love Williow. It's great. It's basically a remake of Star Wars: A New Hope, but fantasy, and it works. Awesome.
I like him more than Han Solo. I don't think Han Solo has anything on Mad Mardigan. I think he's,
So we got Rotten Tomatoes, and I think the audience score is probably pretty accurate, which is a whopping 24% positive.
Yep.
And then you've got the massive disparity with the critics who are putting Williow, I should say Williow 2022 Disney Plus Williow, because they have the same name because they got to screw things that way.
Yeah. Even though honestly it shouldn't be called Williow because Williow is not the main character.
It should be Williow and Lesby Friends. And so,
but and even the series info down here, their little summary: an unlikely group of heroes set off on a dangerous quest to places far beyond their home, where they must face their inner demons and come together to save their world. Yeah,
that means nothing.
Yeah,
this is a bunch of nonsense.
Like, you're keeping the truth of the matter as far away from your customer base as possible.
Can I just tell you, I could put that blurb on the back of any fantasy probably novel and have that apply equally.
Anything written by somebody that read the Wikipedia for Joseph Campbell and the Hero of a Thousand Faces would fit in their movie. That's,
It's like, how would you describe Lord of the Rings? Well, an unlikely group of heroes sets out. I mean, that's exactly the description for Lord of the Rings. I could use that.
How would you describe F9? Well, a group of unlikely heroes.
They started. What you'd have to add one for that. You'd have to add in. They might have started as unlikely friends, but now they're family.
Let's read some of these top critic reviews and see how they compare to the reviews of the audience members.
Oh, look at this! Williow does not disgrace itself. Although I'm not sure who it is for.
Yeah,
like how is that a positive review?
That's a positive.
It's like, well, he got really drunk and he didn't throw up or shit himself. So that's.
I'm not sure who would want to marry him.
I don't think anybody would want to hang out with him, but he didn't disgrace himself in public.
Well, here's another one that it's like, is that a positive review? Although it doesn't approach the highs or feature the cerebral storytelling of another Disney Plus show, Andor, Williow is one of the streamer's best series to date.
What? But they've only had a few original. Well, okay.
Nobody liked Andor.
Nobody saw Andor.
So If you're comparing it to Andor, I don't think that's a good start.
Andor is so bad. Well, I
Wait.
don't even know. Andor started so slow, and it's just.
Yeah,
But
I like the first 3. It was after that. Hold on, I wanted to read the one that says, where was it at? Although it doesn't approach that. No, that was when you read it.
This one's pretty good.
No,
Willow
the one about
feels
that
like
one. I
the
think.
nostalgic inflation of a pretty generic George Lucas plotted fantasy that provided an early directing showcase for Ron Howard. Setting that aside, a Disney Plus revival series isn't without its charms. So this
Not
person,
necessarily this Disney
no,
Plus revival
no,
series.
I just
but-
want to comment because that reviewer is basically saying I fucking hated the first original Willow, and I'm glad that they're remaking it because this one has lesbians.
Exactly. That was what I was gonna say. Well, little caveat. I didn't enjoy this one, but at least it has lesbians, so it does have its charms.
And it should say, and the further the quote, and the lesbians are not attractive and not fun, so it's even better. Because one of them is the girl who's in all the Luke. Like this girl should get the title of Lucasfilm Destroyer of Worlds.
Oh,
You know who I'm talking about, right?
yeah. Wait, the
She
one
was
before
in
that, before you roll down.
Solo. She was in Solo, a Star Wars
I
story.
cannot. I've been asking this. Who the fuck is she? Why is she being forced down our throats? You
She's
know what
like
makes
half
people?
and she's like half Irish, half African, whatever native gets called. What are they? Because if African American wouldn't apply in Ireland,
She looks like the daughter of a character from the movie. What was the boys? Not the boys. He got robbed or something, so he had to describe somebody, and he was like, "Oh, he was redhead. He was black. Well, albino." And they've actually found the guy at the end that he just made up. What is it? The boys, a boy thing, a guy thing, a guy thing.
Oh, was that the one with Jason Lee?
Yes.
Yeah, they bring the character in,
Right.
and then it's like, no, I'm sorry, that doesn't
Like that person can't exist, and then you're like, "Oh wait, he had a daughter."
Oh, this girl, she people might remember from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, she was the lead terrorist that somehow the Falcon had sympathy for even after she was murdering
It's
people.
so ridiculous. I love this one. If you're one of the diehard fans, there's every chance this will cast the same spell that worked wonders back in 1988.
Hold on.
Yeah,
do you
that's a
see the
bald-faced lie is what
do you
that
see
is.
the Rolling Stone review? And that's a negative review. It's entertaining in bursts, but uneven overall. How the fuck is that a negative one? But the one where we just read, where they were basically like, it's not a disgrace, was a positive review. Like, can you scroll up and get back to that other
Dude,
one? I just want to do the comparison because
I'm one of the biggest fans of Willow.
Where is it? Doesn't disgrace itself was the key line. I think it's further up.
Oh, the top one?
Yeah, Willow does not disgrace itself, although I'm not sure who that was for. But it's a goddamn positive. They gave it a fresh tomato off that blurb.
Well, some of their fresh tomatoes, they don't seem very fresh.
So-
Especially if you go in and read the full review. I don't know how they decide it's a fresh.
Yeah,
These are insane, man. I am one of the
Willow is
biggest
worth
Willow
reviving,
fans.
even if we probably won't remember it for long.
Look at the blurb from the San Francisco Chronicle, because Bob Strauss pretty much nails why I think this guy would give it a positive review. The saga's greatest triumphs are its young characters' personal discoveries.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's like, fuck you, review. Like when we do the movies with Mads, we're waiting for the fuck you movie to come out.
By the way, Slender, you have another comment about you.
Oh, I saw it.
You executed it well, so that was nice. That's a positive.
I mean, yeah, well, but it's qualified with as happy as Yeti does responding. Your Yeti's right here.
Well, I try to do like my slightly girly voice to homage the original.
Did you like my new because if I don't have her on to do the call and response, I'm gonna start doing well, you can unbuckle those belt kittens because we're done here.
All right. And then we will compare this to the audience reviews.
Did not like. Wait, hold on. Go back. I
Look
like
at all
that one.
those
Was very.
stars.
I like it. It's that one's just simple. Did not like. It is like torture.
I like the first one there. Another IP assault with an old story, completely changing characters, traits, and values. This is a hard one to look past with all the bad writing and acting. The casting for the show is very poor. Writers should have stuck with what worked in the past. Cringeworthy.
Can we see the 5 stars?
Oh yeah.
you
Well,
wanna
does
see
the
the 5
audience one
stars?
have 5 stars?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh
Can
wait,
you
there's a
go to
4
5 stars?
star.
Oh, I thought you could filter it.
I see a 3.5 star here.
Fun to
It
watch.
reminded
Good
me of
characters on
Frodo
a quest.
went on his journey. It doesn't remind you of the movie is supposedly based on. It reminds you of another one.
Dude, Frodo wasn't a lesbian warrior princess who was going to save his betrothed prince damsel in distress.
I shit you not. Within the first 20 minutes, I heard someone use "dude."
Wait, they actually said "dude"
Yes.
in the Willow. Come on.
It felt so antiquated and like out of place.
I need that. That would be the place for the clip from Picard. The sheer fucking hubris of these writers. Like,
Modern Tosh, devoid of literary talent and irrelevant to the original franchise.
is Tasha
Avoid.
was that meant to be trash, or is Tosh
Well, no,
like
that's
a thing?
Oh, it
That's
could
like
be
British.
may have been
That's like
trash,
British
but
trash, right?
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Don't they say rubbish though?
They have several words
They
for
say,
it.
and who knows? None of it makes sense.
I don't know. Can we get?
They also say refuse.
Doesn't Grant Gregory's like sort of?
He's
close?
Australian.
Yeah, that's like a cousin to British, right?
So are we in that sense.
Yeah, but we don't still have the accent.
Neither
I
do the
mean-
Australians.
Well, the Australians never fought for their freedom and won it, so we're
Yeah,
better.
the Australians do. They're like, you know, good day, mate.
I don't
How
know.
you
This is
doing,
a
governor?
stretch. This is a
We're gonna
stretch.
go. We're gonna go get
There
this
we go.
crocodile.
Oh, it was entirely complimentary, Slender. It was a compliment, dag nabbit. I love Yeti's response. It is legit one of my favorite things that they ever started. Pure joy. This anonymous colleague seems to have a lot of inside information.
This anonymous colleague also seems to be trying to bring back Dag Nabbit, and I feel like, Matt, if that's not on your list, it should be.
But Larry, for a show that could have been so good, it's amazing to see how bad it truly is. It's difficult to find a single redeeming quality. Good for you, Todd S., writing that review 8 hours ago. I'm pretty sure that I probably would agree if I even had Disney Plus to watch it.
I can't get over how many great can't-miss franchises have been through the Hollywood meat grinder lately. It's like the writers have never watched or read any of the original material. If they have, they clearly don't care. Do they think they are smarter than the fan base? Yes, they do.
It's someone trying to expand upon a story that they heard from another guy. They didn't write anything down, but with using whatever little details that they can kind of remember, they want to write a whole new story about it.
Yeah.
I feel like
they
from
want
what
that
I've
built-in audience because they know they can never build one of their own.
Yeah.
From what
it
I've
feels
heard,
like the fifth person in the game Telephone.
Yeah, so from what I've heard of the show, because again, I haven't watched it, so I want to preface that, is that this was probably a Tumblr convention group of people getting drunk and trying to remember what they thought Willow was and then writing their own version. Because it's not people who really enjoyed Willow. The idea that, I hate that apparently Mad Mardigan's gone. I understand why Val Kilmer can't be around legitimately, and because he's got so many things in real life that would prevent it. But what they've done to Mad Mardigan's character in the show is ass.
I mean, from the first minute in the voiceover, the epilogue, it shits on him. Like, wow. Just the way that they describe him as this untrustworthy, conniving thief who didn't care about anyone. I'm like, what the fuck? What? It's probably for the best that he's not involved in this, because it.
Oh, here's another decent review. Even with the questionable quality of the dialogue, the overly negative critiques of some fans are unjust, in my opinion. The original was not a great movie. It was good, but had many flaws and plot holes. This series takes a new spin on the Willowverse and expands it, which I see as creative. Certainly not as good as it could have been, but I've enjoyed the 3 episodes I've seen so far and plan on seeing the rest.
Yeah, good for
Wow.
them. They can
Yeah.
you can enjoy. Look, I don't want to ever tell somebody they can't like
I will.
something, but I would just say from an objective standpoint, from what everything I've seen, this is a poorly put together show.
I have no problem telling people they shouldn't like something, but they don't have to listen to me. That's the great thing about, life. I can say that's why I honestly put no stakes in the concept of having of being gatekeepers. What the fuck? What are you talking about, gatekeepers? You can take any D&D. Gatekeepers in D&D. Has anyone ever came to your house and slapped the dice out of your hand like, no, you're not allowed to play this because you're not playing it our way? No, that's not a thing. There's no such thing as gatekeepers. There are not people who are keeping you out of a fandom, but they don't go to your house. They don't steal your DVDs or your posters off the wall or the game out of your Xbox or off your PC. That does not happen.
No, but I mean, if you're familiar with Gamergate, there were plenty of people who wanted to change the way my games looked and felt because they didn't like the way my games looked and felt.
That's entirely different. I'm actually talking about from the opposite point of view of those people who are trying to change things, referring to people that do not like that as gatekeepers. They're trying to gatekeep the media, the fandom, or whatever.
I mean, if you try to come in and change the product that I have been, loving and consuming for decades, then yeah, I'm gonna make an effort to gatekeep you right back the fuck out.
Well, but see, the difference is you're talking on a creative level. I'm talking about the people that are like, oh, when I was growing up, because I was a girl, I was kept out of video games. What?
Yeah,
why?
I will tell you right now, any woman who says that is full of shit, because as a nerd, if a girl expressed an interest in Magic the Gathering or comic books or video games, like every guy was tripping over themselves to try and show her something
embarrassing. Cool. Well, playing Xbox back in the day on the 360, whenever a girl would enter the chat or enter the lobby and was using a mic, so many guys changed their entire personality, their persona.
Yeah. Do you remember like the chat rooms would be like, hey, fuck you, asshole, blah, blah, blah. The girls in here. Oh, hey.
Hey, baby, don't worry about it. They'd be like, oh, man, you're such a horrible player. And then a girl comes in, hey, baby, come over here. I'll save you from him.
He's like, why don't you?
Ooh, you need a med pack?
Yeah. Why don't you'll come here? Yeah. No. I'll clear the room first, and then you can come.
You can stay right here under my wing. I got you. And then they'd leave. And like, oh, my God.
What should have never been made. If you thought Disney ruined Star Wars, then you'll find yourself in the same boat with Williow. Yet another childhood favorite of mine that I still watch every few years, ruined by Disney. That's the worst part.
You know what I love about the positive reviews too? Like this one, even with the questionable quality of the dialogue, and this one. Well, I do feel like it could be slightly better. Like they preface it with, okay, yeah, it sucks, but
you should say that you like it because it may hurt someone's feeling if you don't.
It's like, I'm going to put this positive review online now because in a few years I'll be able to point to it for my social credit score to make sure that I get that I don't get denied a credit, like a loan for my house.
This way I'll still be allowed to cross state lines.
Did y'all see that video for, I don't know his name, the one that's like, oh my God, I keep tampons on me just in case, a girl, like a friend needs
Dylan Mulvaney. Yeah. I saw it because it was low key. Like
that's
first
not
it was like,
that's fucking creepy.
No. So this whole video was like, I'm having such a rough time. I'm actually having a rough time being a woman now. And then at the end is like, and remember, we're going to keep track of your posts, and in a couple of years, it might not be so good for you. And I was like, whoa.
Hold on. What was basically what was said was, I'm doing this for you. I don't know why people are getting mad at me for being nice. This is something you should like, that I have tampons on me. And I'm also worried for you because while transphobia may, not be as accepted as it is today, your Twitter, your tweets will last. And I'm just worried they're going to be used against you later on. That was basically how it ended. It was like, ooh, what the fuck? Ew, that was threatening. Maybe he does know more about a woman.
Oh, that was Mads. I got good news for you though. That's gonna help you feel better. Which is they've just dropped a new Mario Brothers movie clip.
What did they really?
Yeah, and that you'll be able to dub over.
Oh man.
So let's watch this.
I have to wait until my source gets his copy from well, never mind. I can't say too much on here. There's a reason why my audio is so clean.
There you go.
Yeah, we got to keep commentating as much as possible.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I do like that they're using the actual like Mario music pretty good.
Excuse me, everybody, coming through.
I said this during my
Out of the way, please. Just trying to clear a path. That's all I'm doing.
I said this during my my re-voiced thing or whatever it's called. He does do a pretty good Wahoo.
Yeah, the Wahoo,
in the trailer.
Yeah, when they're on the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah,
that was actually pretty solid. I've noticed in the clip that they released today, they're still not doing a lot of Mario dialogue.
Yeah, it stands out too.
It's mainly Toad.
But
yeah, and they gave Toad about the most annoying voice you could give him.
Oh yeah, I think I said a pretty good little Wahoo.
Still no Mario talking. Oh wait, there's some.
They are using the music. You'll probably get claimed for that before.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like.
Well, they're because
honestly,
it
doesn't even seem worth it to watch.
Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, it's not like we're making money either way.
Yeah.
This is.
So it's gonna be a lot more of me going ooh, ah.
Seriously, we are a minute into this minute 35 clip, and he has said maybe 2 words at that.
Maybe
he has, and honestly, this doesn't look like the Mushroom Kingdom to me.
Okay, so these bricks are just floating here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so these bricks are considered floating here.
So he's going
accent there than before.
No, so I don't think so. I think he's going New York
for New York. Yeah, he said this.
He's not going
to.
It's
Brooklyn.
not Italian. It's just Brooklyn.
Okay, so these bricks are just floating.
I mean,
you hear the way he was like,
ever watch the Super Mario Brothers Super Show?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's doing
of course.
He's doing Captain Lou Albano Mario, not like.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
And I'm here for it. Yeah.
Just pop in this pipe and we're on our way. It's the only way to
just
slide
pop in
dance.
this pipe. That's what the potheads always told me when we were at school.
Wow, love these pipes.
Oh, Mads, you're going to be making a lot of noises now.
Oh man, it's just gonna be another one of ooh, ee. I mean, it was so much. I even.
Here we are. Palace doors. Big bang boom.
Okay, come on, something. Give me something good.
Come on.
Or just stand there looking. Oh, motherfuckers!
That was good, huh?
Yeah, they're not letting him. They're not putting all talking at all in that.
The last one, I added in extra dialogue. I get this face off of Mario's face. You know, he didn't say anything like that. I added that.
So I do give them extra.
Wait, you added
also,
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so seamless. I didn't notice.
I like the peach stained glass window, which is also a nice touch from the games.
I have
typically from Super Mario 64.
So I spend a lot of time with the trailers because I'm putting my audio and stuff in there, and I have different versions, one without music, one with only sound effects, blah blah blah. So I'm combining shit. Anyway, I've noticed a trend in this thing where Mario continuously fails at whatever he's doing and gets his butt kicked every time. That's why he's always going, However, juxtaposed to that is the princess who is competent in everything that she does, and it seems as though may end up being the hero in Mario's movie.
I have a little more faith only because it's done by Illumination, and the last movie that that wasn't a Minions one, and because they do it to Gru too in the Minions movies, but he still ends up achieving his goal and being the successful one.
Yeah, but he was a villain.
Yeah, but did you watch Grinch? Well, I guess Grinch, I was about to say, but he was also being a villain. He also has a lot of slapstick comedy. Illumination likes to work slapstick comedy into all their stuff. That's their common thread across the Minions movies, Despicable Me, The Grinch, and even Secret Life of Pets, and now Mario. Their main character gets splatted around like a physical comedy.
Even when they're supposed to be the hero, because Mario, I mean, I don't play. I haven't played many of the games. I played the games I have played. I played a lot. Never felt like, ooh, barely made it through that. I fumbled my way through. No, you're spitting fire and shit.
Yeah, what I'm hoping is because he's the fish out of water at the beginning, they'll have the moment where he puts it all together to fight Bowser at the end. And, maybe with a montage.
I feel like you're standing, you're hovering over my plate and saying, what? Why are you expecting shit?
Yes, because they've consistently brought it to you.
Yes.
Like every meal for the last 5 years. But
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It should be the other way around. In fact, I should expect it to be terrible until they prove me otherwise.
Absolutely. Because
I mean, I'm expecting it to be terrible.
Yes.
That's the safer bet. All right. So everybody, the reasonable
I'm
position.
just not as pissed off at the voice as a lot of people. Like,
oh, it don't bother me a fucking bit.
if he's doing the kind of the Brooklyn plumber accent, I'm okay with it.
I don't give a shit. I love people who. There's been a couple of people who are like, "Oh, you have such a big problem with his." I'm like, I don't give a shit. I give wanted content. My God.
You are going to be able to dub so much of this stuff. I think there is one thing. I'm sure, because just for fun.
I mean,
you could put in a whole sequence where he's narrating the things he's seeing as he's walking through this weird ass Toad Town.
Oh, I guess add up my own. Oh, put in my own audio, my own commentary, because in these trailers they don't let him say much of anything.
All right, so here's a fun touch. I saw someone post about this as a screenshot. You see the antique store, and it's all the 8-bit treasure chest and music box and POW blocks.
Yeah. Wow, that's the takeaway from this trailer, man.
Yeah,
they must be very optimistic about how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny that they look even as the hammer.
Yeah, it's a good detail. It's cute.
Yeah, that's what we call an Easter egg. And Easter eggs don't make a movie.
No, it can make things even better when they're already good, but otherwise Easter eggs are just bad. As an example, I would point out Black Adam, lots of DC Easter eggs, but a bad movie.
I enjoyed it. The girlfriend and I were laughing. We liked it.
Yeah, but they got rid of now that it's on digital, I don't worry about much as doing it. But the idea that Pierce Brosnan, who was the most interesting and fun character pretty much in that movie, was one-offed.
Yeah.
Seems pretty ridiculous.
I think the girlfriend explained it the best. He's like, look, I didn't care about any of the people I was supposed to care about at all. But I really enjoyed, she said she really enjoyed Pierce Brosnan. And yeah, The Rock was okay. That was her big takeaway. She's a kid.
The Rock was okay. That's
I liked his line.
Accurate. I mean, The Rock plays The Rock. I mean, that's what you need. That's why he was perfect in the Fast and Furious movies as was he Shaw or Hobbs? Hobbs. Yeah, Hobbs. And he was, and the spinoff I think even worked for me till they went to Samoa for an hour. That was unnecessary. But because he was playing The Rock. That character was written to be The Rock. When you make the character, when he's trying to play somebody, The Rock fails miserably. He's not good at that. Like
he doesn't have a lot of what we'd call range.
Pain and Gain, though, I thought he was pretty. I thought he was pretty good in Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain, he was basically playing a dumb version of The Rock too. Again,
who's also takes meth. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was.
I thought he was hilarious in Central Intelligence.
because
Oh,
I think
I think that was good. But that's kind of just The Rock
I
playing The
still
Rock.
like he's still
He was-
playing
he
the
was still
Rock in
playing
that.
the Rock, yeah. But
Yeah.
like that whole speech where it's like, and since you've just shown me what I can only assume is an unregistered firearm here in this establishment with all these people, I can't in good conscience go blow anybody out in the parking lot.
Yeah, when he was
I had to
deciding,
rewatch that.
pretending that it was gay. That one, I think, because I think I also liked him in the. He was decent in Jumanji, where he was playing a kid
Jumanji
like
was good.
yeah, where he was playing a kid like discovering he's the Rock, because he's again self-aware that he's the Rock in that game, and then he would have the occasional smoldering moments, which was funny again.
The one with him and Sean William Scott, it was like his first movie.
The rundown, yeah.
Better than what people think. I love Christopher Walken.
Now, did you ever watch
Yeah, the rundown
Southland?
was pretty entertaining.
Southland Tales.
I love that movie. I don't think enough people talk about that movie.
That movie is so crazy,
It's
bananas. Because the end scene with the Rock at the party, where he's like, "I couldn't have killed myself because I'm a pimp, and pimps don't kill themselves." Like,
Yeah,
what the
such a
hell?
great line. And by the way, at the same time, you want to talk about cuckoo bananas? Sean William Scott and Sean William Scott are holding hands, floating in the air in a van that's about to blow up and destroy the entire universe.
Yeah, because of a
While
perpetual
Moby's
motion
playing.
machine. Yeah, it's so Slender. I'm guessing you've never seen Southland Tales.
I have not. I just looked it up.
Did you ever see?
We may watch that one.
Did you see Donnie Darko?
I've seen Donnie Darko.
It's by
Same
the
guy.
same writer and director, and this is so Donnie
So is it a
Darko.
mind fuck?
Yes. So Donnie
Okay.
Darko comes out and is mildly successful. So they immediately hand this guy a giant ass budget and say, "You can do whatever you want." And he cast The Rock. He cast Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think was she playing?
Oh,
the porn
Mr.
star?
JT.
They have Justin Timberlake in, but here's the thing: they have Justin Timberlake in this movie, and instead of having him sing, they have him lip sync to The Killers.
You know what? Let's
Which-
not give anything away. We may do this on Movies with Mad.
I
feel
was
like
gonna say, this sounds like a movies with Mad.
Because Matt, am I wrong when they cut to that scene with Timberlake and they're doing the lip sync? Isn't that just out of nowhere? It's weird. It was like,
I mean,
and even
it felt
for-
perfect for me. I was like, I get it. I got it. This
And
makes
I-
sense to me.
I like the Killers. I think they're really good band, but this movie is just so. And listen, the cast in this movie is
I was
pretty.
gonna
strong.
say, this is looking like an all-star cast.
It really
By the way,
is.
So it was made in 2007, came out in 2007, right? The synopsis starts with set in the futuristic landscape of Los Angeles on July 4th, 2008. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's 1 year later.
Yeah, the one I'm reading says during a 3-day heat wave just before a huge 4th of July celebration, an action star stricken with amnesia meets up with a porn star who is developing her own reality TV project and a policeman who holds the key to a vast conspiracy.
But what's great is, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character name as the porn star is Krista Kapowski. And I think every kid from the 90s knows where that's coming from, because we just talked about it. It's Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly
I mean,
Kapowski?
yeah, exactly. Like, these guys are just, they didn't even try to hide. I think his wife was played by, what's the singer's name? The one she was in Tangled. She did the voice of Rapunzel.
Oh, okay.
And she was a 90s pop singer that turned into an actress. Why am I blanking on the name?
Dude, if you don't know the name, why the hell would you expect us to?
Yeah,
That's a good point. Christopher Lambert's in this movie too, and any movie Christopher Lambert's in is going to be a good one.
So there's Mandy Moore is who you're talking about.
Yes, Mandy Moore. That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So Mandy Moore is like that line, "I'm a pimp," and I was like, I couldn't have killed my. So, it just sticks with you once you see it. That line
so
just
good.
it stays in your brain. Like, every time you see The Rock, you're gonna think of it.
Let's we need to stop because we're certainly going to cover that one. But I did want to say Mandy Moore was in Scrubs, and she couldn't laugh at anything. She would always just say, "That's so funny." when it came out, and I was watching it with a chick I was dating at that time, who also, believe it or not, never laughed at anything and would just say, "That's so funny. We're watching this episode and this shit went down." I went, "Holy fuck, that's you! That's you!"
Oh no! Did she take offense to it once you said it?
I mean, clearly we're not still together.
That's true.
That's usually a good indicator.
Oh, well, I was in high school, man.
Because I know that the current partner is very capable of laughing at funny jokes.
Yeah.
Which is important.
So, do we want to jump into the Nielsen ratings? Because we have been going a solid 2 hours now.
Yeah, we'll finish because that's what we do every week, and we'll just make sure that we're consistent. Let me stop. All right, let me.
Oh, y'all do the ratings every week?
Yeah, because they come out on Thursday, so it works for when we record the show.
Well, good on you guys for being consistent like that.
We're not consistent about a lot of things at all.
Yeah, we're consistent about absolutely nothing else.
It's the one thing that we have, which what we love. So last week we had a pure 10 out of 10 for Netflix on the overall chart. This week we are we've got one other content cracking the top 10, and it's from Disney Plus, but it's not one of the shows they spent hundreds of millions of dollars on. It's Bluey, which is
I've never even heard of
cartoon that they import and just put on Disney Plus in the US, so they don't even own it and they can't merchandise for it. They don't, it's one of those, like, it's not even a Disney property.
It's one of those that they picked up, like, well, we got to have content, might as well throw that on there. That's the thing that's bringing them.
Exactly. Like the Andor, they spent $200 million on Andor, $200 million on She-Hulk. Fuck those.
So I looked it up, and Bluey looks like
wait, is that the Australian one?
C-tier,
yeah, the little dog
country animation.
Yeah. Oh no, but I hear it's a great show though. Even conservatives are like, no, this is a really good show.
It's just a fun kid show. It's like one of those ones you can trust to put your kids debate, like just to have on and not worry.
It's about a blue healer.
Oh, is that what he's supposed to be?
Yeah, I
could tell he was a dog. That's about it.
I had a blue healer when I was a kid, and whenever I got too close to the creek, because again, lived on the ranch, it would grab the bottom of my pants leg and drag me back to the house.
Yeah, they're nippy little bastards, aren't they?
Being older now,
rescuing him.
Yeah, being older now, I'm like, son of a bitch, that was my babysitter. My fucking parents trained the dog to. We just don't want him to drown, but that's about it.
No, we had a blue healer
because that would look bad on us,
with
right?
Our kids, they'd try to climb over the little chain link fence. We had like one of those waist high chain link fences in the backyard, and if they tried to climb over it, she'd grab their pant leg and pull them right back down.
Oh man.
So yeah, Manifest, which is on Netflix, that got canceled by NBC. It was an NBC show, and Manifest is now the number one show, and it's on Netflix. So good for NBC for canceling that. Like, how smart is that? Like, and Netflix jumped right on it, picked up the previous seasons, and now it's number one.
Well, that's the weird and confusing thing too, right? Like, YouTube didn't have anything going for it, and then they did Cobra Kai, and it blew the fuck up. Why'd they give it to Netflix?
I remember watching season 1 on YouTube Red.
Yeah, same. And I was
YouTube,
like, holy shit, this is really good.
That was when YouTube was doing its grand experiment with original content. They also did like a Jake Paul. They let him make a movie, or Logan Paul, or one of the Pauls.
It will always get you in trouble if you're relying on uncreative people trying to create.
Yeah. You don't really go to them for ideas.
I mean, even that chick from TikTok or whatever that would, I don't know, mouth whatever somebody was saying, like what Trump was saying, got something on Netflix. Why?
Content.
Yeah, I guess.
But and we've talked about this before though, Slender, but if you look the theme for Netflix and just the ratings overall, NCIS is still sitting there at number 6. Gilmore Girls is sitting there at number 9.
Will never die.
NCIS is Cobra Kai, man. NCIS never dies.
Yeah.
Look at the episode number that's available though. Look, these ones 52, 50, 40, NCIS 339.
Yeah, and with Christmas coming, we'll probably see a shake up there too. We'll probably start seeing a lot of the Christmas titles climb back up in here.
Yeah, because in fact, we're seeing our first one down at number 10.
That's what I
Fallen
was
for
noticing.
Christmas. Yep. Because this was the week of November 7th through 13th. Because Nielsen is always a few weeks behind in generating their official ratings.
Yeah,
So
and
this,
shame on all those people who were watching that before Thanksgiving. Give Thanksgiving its fucking due. All right?
I know.
I waited until after before. I think I watched 8-Bit Christmas, which is really good. It's an HBO original with oh man, what's his name? You know his name from fucking how I've been on too long.
Doogie Howser?
No, yes.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, it's him telling the story about when he was growing up in the 80s. So it's very nostalgic because he's trying to get an NES. It starts, he's like, I'm riding my bike, and his daughter, who he's telling the story, is like, were you wearing a helmet? Yes. We always wore and the helmet pops on his
Nobody wore
head.
a helmet back then.
So the helmet pops on his head. Like, yes, we always wore this. It's really good. The new A Christmas Story movie, the sequel, man, I tried to make it through. I love A Christmas Story, the original, but I couldn't make it 20
Do you know
minutes
that
into this
here's
one.
like you've seen Elf,
you
right?
didn't need a new one. Like the
No.
old one
No.
still holds up.
Yeah. Elf I
know.
love as well.
All right, so you remember the lead character from that movie who was the kid in Christmas Story was also an elf. He was the, elf that
That's
told
right.
Buddy, he was like, you've got a special set of skills, buddy.
Yeah.
That was, and the reason he was in it is because he was a friggin' producer for John Favreau. That guy, he produced
Oh.
Iron Man, he produced the Thora, he produced Elf. That's like what what has he been doing
Yeah.
his whole life? He moved into being a writer and a producer. And so he was making bank. He was like a producer at a producer credit on Iron Man. Like he got money off the Disney. Like he was in Iron Man 2. Like he's been working doing all that stuff. And now he's like, oh, F it. I'll just do. He actually co-wrote, and then produced this new Christmas Story. And so he did it so he could get paid.
Yeah.
Like,
but
because he's
by the way,
smart.
Elf is another great one. Every year the girlfriend's like, I hate Elf. I don't want to watch Elf. And then we start watching it and she loves it.
How does she
She
hate Elf?
loves it. She loves it. Because every time we watch it, she loves it. But every time she has to be convinced that she loves it.
I always make sure I eat from the Ford food groups: syrup, candy canes.
Have y'all ever seen the trailer? I forgot what channel did it, where they turned it into a
Like
psychological
a horror movie,
thriller.
yeah, where he's like stalking the dead.
Yes. It is so good. It's one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
I love that one's right up there with when they redid The Shining to be like a happy family comedy.
Or The Witch, like it was Anderson. What's his name? The director? He did
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Oh, that's
I gotta find this channel. I'll share it. But y'all keep going about your thing that you do every week. Sorry.
All right, so then we're into the original content, and this is where it's even worse, right? Andor has had 10 episodes to allegedly get an audience, and it's sitting down there at number 8 in just the original category, and it's getting its ass handed to it by The Great British Baking Show, Love is Blind,
The Handmaid's Tale.
The Handmaid's Tale, which is like 6 seasons
Warrior Nun.
Warrior Nun. And like The Watcher.
Yeah, a lot of competition out there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fucking.
But look at the minutes. Like this was the season finale week for Andor. So if everybody was going to binge it or watch it, this was going to be it. And it couldn't even get close to what Love is Blind, which is a cheap, cheesy reality show, got, or The Crown, or Manifests.
I mean, the Great British Baking Show is about as like boilerplate reality show as you can get at this point.
So Andor, which is brand new, clocked 420 million minutes watched that week. Look at the acquired chart. Friends, Grey's Anatomy, Big Bang Theory, and Game of Thrones. Not House of the Dragon, just Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is still clocking more than that.
All of them still clocked more view minutes than Andor, which was a brand new series. And we all know how terrible Game of Thrones ended. So House of the Dragon was so well received that it brought Game of Thrones back into the top 10 of people still watching it after.
Yeah.
And Andor, I don't think we can highlight how much of an unmitigated disaster it is for Disney to have spent hundreds of millions of dollars on She-Hulk and followed it up with Andor, and neither one even sniffed mattering in the ratings because
Well, and I mean, I guess this is still the week of November 7th to the 13th, but I get the feeling Willow is not going to do well.
I'm
Wes
waiting to see how
Anderson.
that
Wes
one.
Anderson.
Oh,
That's who
Wes
I'm thinking.
Anderson. Oh, I love Wes Anderson.
He
He did the Royal Tenenbaums. He did.
Yeah.
He did. What is the Boy Scout one? It's
Life Aquatic.
Yeah, no, that was Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou or with Bill Murray.
Zissou.
Yeah, did he do Rushmore as well?
I think so. But I put a link of the playlist of all the trailers that they remixed.
Nice.
There may be a few in there y'all would like.
Oh, I see. Yeah, My Cousin Vinny has a courtroom thriller.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks funny. I'm gonna have to. We'll spend some time
My
on
Cousin
that.
Vinny was a courtroom thriller.
The Two Youths.
Yeah. The two what? Dude, that's the dude from Pet
That was
Sematary.
Herman Munster. Yeah, he was also
in that one too.
you
don't burn anything over there.
Yeah, sometimes they come back wrong. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's because he has yet to do anything that was worthy of my my admiration. By the way, did y'all see his new movie? It was really good. It was
Was it the one where he's scouting for a baseball player?
No,
No, he did
fuck?
Fletch.
That was 12, 15 years ago. Yeah, the
That's
Fletch one.
To be fair, that's how much John Hamm's movies have made any impact in my
Exactly.
psyche.
He doesn't win over anyone.
I remember that he was in Sucker Punch because he was the guy who lobotomized the lead girl.
Sure. I mean, yeah. By the way, I love how you were just backing me up 100% why he needs to win someone over because he hasn't yet.
I know.
But Fletch, I really liked.
I haven't watched. I know he was on Mad Men and people loved it. Mad Men was okay. Whatever. I wasn't huge into it. I know Christina Hendricks blew up after that because she was buxom and redheaded and in tight outfits.
Wait, does buxom mean big old titty?
Yes, that's the nice way of saying it.
She was great in Hap and Leonard, which is one of the best series that no one will ever talks about. Y'all have never seen it. It's on Netflix. No. Hap and Leonard, worth a watch. It is fantastic, and it has. Man, why can't I remember his name? He passed away not too long ago from The Wire. Omar.
Oh, wasn't he the guy from also he was in the Atlantic City show that was
Michael Kenneth Williams.
Was he on that one too? The Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, I may have been. I didn't get through the second season. It also has James Purefoy.
Oh, he was Solomon Kane, and he was also in Rome, which is one of you want to talk about underrated, amazing shows. Everybody should watch Rome. As long as they're over 17, because Rome does not pull punches.
Well, I started watching Rome, and I was like, okay, yeah, and I went and watched Spartacus instead. And I fucking loved Spartacus.
I think Spartacus was better.
Spartacus was on Stars and was designed to have more action beats per minute.
No, it was designed to have more ass and titties and dicks per minute than anything. I know I've gotten old where I'm like, it's enough with the titties. We get it.
I know. The claim to fame for Spartacus to me was I finally got to see Xena topless, and I was like, oh, okay, there you go. There they are.
She's 55, man. She looks good.
She was now maybe. She wasn't then. She was a little younger. That was 14 years ago.
Who knows?
She was still pretty old, and she was looking pretty well put together.
It was so sad when Andy died. Who played Spartacus?
Yeah, he was because he had bone cancer or something.
I always get it wrong. It's not the Lou Gehrig's. It's the lymphoma. No,
lymphoma. Yeah, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yes, that's the one that got him. Yeah, and the guy that replaced him. You're like, oh, I can't be mad at him because it's not like they ruined the character and Henry Cavill quit and then they brought in somebody else. This was he couldn't do it. he
That
was
was
sick and
subtle, by the
died.
way, man. That was subtle.
Oh,
Yeah.
why? Whatever do you mean? Anyway, I'm a huge fan of Henry Cavill's The Witcher. I was not on board at first. I was hashtag not my girl. And the first time he goes, Roach, man, I'm like, okay, he gets
You
it.
wanted to toss a coin to him. Good for you.
Oh,
I mean, I would definitely toss a coin to him. I will not toss a coin to the new guy. And honestly,
as long as we understand that that phrase is designed to be a sort of homoerotic reference, then sure, yeah, you were in the Navy. That makes sense.
I mean, if I had an opportunity to get homoerotic with Henry Cavill, I would take that shit.
Legit, just out of respect. It's not even gay. It's just you respect him as a human.
I'm not gay or anything, man, but Henry Cavill's be the one who's on my list.
As you're pulling your pants down and bending over, look, it's not a gay thing. I just really respect you, and I'm offering it to you. You can take it if you want it.
Just be like, look, honestly, it's more because if I'm gonna go gay, this is gonna be the best opportunity to do it in my life. I might as well just take it.
Yeah. It's like your friends aren't gonna make fun of you. Like, oh, dude, you had gay sex? Yeah, with Henry Cavill.
Whoa.
With Superman, motherfucker.
Yeah. Have you fucked Superman? I don't care if he was in a wheelchair or not. You had your opportunity. Oh, he just couldn't get up. All you did was grind on him while you sat there. I think that's a good place, as Annie, for me to end it.
Laughing, I'm almost crying. Laughing. Okay, on the note of terrible references to abusing paraplegics.
They don't know who I'm talking about.
His name was Christopher Reeve, and he mattered.
Oh, damn it. Now they know.
Now they know. I think we're going to wrap it up. We covered the streaming ratings. We did what we said we were going to do. Thanks for coming and hanging out, everybody.
I tried my best to keep you from doing your thing.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.